Hey, what do you say? And Happy New Year. It's the Run-In Podcast. My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. Happy New Year. It's your boy DJ, and I am in the rafters.
And we are joined by a special guest yet again this week. A yearly tradition here, the week of New Year's, to bring our friend from south of the border, Mike Lanham. What's up, Mike?
Somebody pointed out that if it's the first one, it's not annual.
Oh, yes,
That
with
is
the runnies. With the runnies last week. That's right. Yeah.
It's the inaugural.
We'll blame that on Zach. Zach
Yeah.
made that graphic, not me. Not me.
That was
I just
funny.
said,
We're just gonna like starting the episode throwing Zach under the bus.
hell yeah. I just said, can you make a graphic for the runnies? And that's what he came up with. So there you go. So that's
We'll just keep doing them so that we can say it's an annual tradition.
That's right. People are sending me DMs of other ideas for awards.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've read some of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Next
started
year we
thinking like outside of figures is like we could have done like wrestler of the year and match of the year and stuff.
Match
if
of the
you
year.
really wanted to get into it.
2-pack of the year, I was thinking, because there was all those elite 2-packs and stuff. So yeah, we'll bring that back on next year. The Run-In Podcast is brought to you by Figure Collections, by the way, guys. Lots of news with Figure Collections this week. We'll talk all about them. There's still some Chella retros available at shop.figurecollections.com. If you use that code RUN10, you can save yourself 10% at checkout and get free shipping. It feels like we have not recorded a podcast in like months. I don't know what is going on this week. It's that weird week between Christmas and New Year's where you just eat like shit all week long. If I told you what
three of them though.
I know we did 3 last week. Yeah,
it was like the opposite. We worked our ass off last week.
It's true. If you guys are a little behind, there's plenty of stuff for you guys to listen to in our feed. You can check out our interview with VSK. You can check out our interview with Matt Riott, formerly known as Aiden English. And if you are a Patreon member, we'll talk about that in a little bit here. We have a little bonus deal with Matt Riott that we're going to be posting up in there after the first. And then, of course, the first annual or inaugural, whatever you want to say, Runnies happened last week, too, where we gave away or announced our award winners for Figure of the Year, Worst Scan of the Year, Peg Warmer of the Year. And after we recorded that episode, man, not to give any spoilers away, but spoiler alert, the few times I've been in the store this week, I have noticed that Eternals Marvel set is just not going anywhere. And I think the Targets are getting more and more of them. So they are just everywhere in my Targets around here. But yeah, man, it's been a weird week. Kids on vacation. I'm on vacation. We've been going nonstop all week and just eating freaking Chick-fil-A, pizza, McDonald's, Taco Bell. Where else have we eaten? We're going to Texas Roadhouse on Saturday with my old man for his birthday. Just non-stop eating like shit. Even though I've been on that Peloton a couple times this week, still just non-stop eating like shit all week.
It out.
That's right. I'm zoning in for next week with eating better and getting on that Peloton and really just shedding all this bullshit weight from this week. It's insane. But yeah, you guys have a good Christmas?
I did, man. Like, so just like you talked about eating, like, I mean, like you said, like it was a lot of eating. I still tried to do the core workout at least. I didn't really get to, not till today did I get to do like a run. And then, including amusement park eating is not that great either. So,
no, if you go to an amusement park, you have to eat like shit. That's one of the rules.
Yeah. I fulfilled that rule and even topped it off with Bubba Gumps like right after we were done at the amusement park. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Mike? I know you had like an army of people you had to celebrate with, right?
Yeah. Well, and back-to-back days. So because my family does like the Christmas gift thing on Christmas Eve and then turns around and has the big dinner on Christmas Day. So yeah, a lot of people. It makes the day go by because it's just constant stuff going on. and the week kind of flew by. Now, like you said, you're kind of in that period between Christmas and New Year's, and then we'll turn around and see what January brings us.
Yeah, more COVID. It sounds like. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Just don't cancel my Comic-Con so I can get my Penta autograph.
Speaking of canceling and COVID and everything, Blitzkrieg announced today that they are pulling out of the New Year's Day show just to play it safe. A few people were uncomfortable, according to their statement. A few people tested positive, so they just decided to make the move and pull out altogether. Which good for them to say. You know what?
That makes sense.
You know what? We're no need to risk it here. It was a huge opportunity for them, but they will bounce back for sure. They still got that show coming up in February 26th with Kevin Nash here.
Oh yeah,
in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Kev will bring him back then.
Cannot wait for that one. Also, we are still in the midst of the Game Marks podcast, their little charity deal that they're doing for St. Jude's. In fact, on January 2nd, which is this Sunday, if you're listening on Friday, live on their Twitch, they present Game Marks Mania for the 3rd year in a row. They'll be live with a marathon stream to benefit St. Jude. We're going to start at 2 hours, and your donations will control the stream. More info and all the donation rules are at gamemarkspod.com/donate. So you can control the games they play, how long they play, and all that stuff. So make sure you check that out. You can get all the information at gamemarkspod.com/donate. Everything you need from us is over at runinpod.com. And we announced it last week kind of quietly on the show here during the runnies, but we're going to start pushing it and shoving it down your throats. You guys had about a week. For us to just kind of quietly mention it, but now we're going all in. We are going all in. Patreon.com/runinpod. There is several different tiers that you guys can donate to. If you're unfamiliar with Patreon, it is basically you are pledging a certain dollar amount each month and getting perks out of it. And we've got a bunch of stuff lined up for you guys. So White Meat Babyface, that's $1 a month. That gets you in to the Fig Cave group. If you're already in, you're lucky because now there is that paywall. You get one entry into our monthly Patreon only giveaway, and you'll get a shout out on the episode. Cruiserweight is $5 a month. That's going to get you a run-in sticker, DJ and Tommy's show notes, bonus episodes, 2 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway, early access to episodes, video version of the show. So if you've been watching on YouTube and you like seeing our mugs and our weekly purchases and stuff like that, then you can only do that now on Patreon. All the previous tier, you'll get all that stuff and ad-free content as well. That's for $5 a month, $60 a year. Really, you wouldn't be missing much if you do that. $10 a month is a mid-carder. That gets you a monthly AMA or an unboxing video, 3 entries into our monthly Patreon giveaway, monthly toy history posts from figure collections, your name on our website, breaking news segments, and all the previous tiers. Main eventer is $25. That gets you a run-in magnet, 24 access to me and DJ and the rest of the inner circle through Discord, 4 entries into our monthly Patreon and all the previous tiers. And then the Big Mama is the legend. It is a $50 monthly donation, 1 shirt of your choice from the Run-In online store once, a guest spot on the show one time, and 5 entries into the Patreon monthly giveaway and all the previous tiers benefits as well. And this month we are giving away the monthly giveaway for this month, the month of January. It is a signed Max Caster 8x10 and a Jeff Hardy Amazon Ultimate Edition figure. So paying off right away. You guys can go sign up at patreon.com/runinpods. We got to shout out a couple people who signed up this week. We've got Dean Wireman, Kenneth Dinkins. You guys may know him better as Papa Bear Kenny over at the Call Up. Mike Lanham. That name sounds familiar.
I know that
Andrew Costa and Jesse Unglob all signing up this week. So thank you guys.
Nice,
all different
guys.
tiers. We're excited to have you guys over in the Fig Cave. Your stickers are in the mail if you signed up for the $5 one. And yeah, thank you guys for signing up. Again, it's patreon.com/runinpod. Mike said it last week on our show. $1 a month, $12 a year for the bare minimum. But if you want to give a little bit more and get a little bit more, you can do the cruiserweight. You get $5 a monthly donation, and you're going to get good stuff. The inner circle is chatting it all up about what we are going to throw into this Patreon, and there is a lot of good stuff, including something we teased months and months and months and months and months and months and months ago. The rerun in podcast.
Woo!
More details on that coming up in the weeks to come, but we are going to record our first episode here very shortly. It has to do with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. Go sign up now. Patreon.com/runinpod, and you could, just for signing up, $1 a month. You pay $1, you could win a Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition and a Max Caster signed 8x10. So that is all going down at patreon.com/runinpod. No Kenny's corrections this week.
Hey.
I think because he was in and out of the show, but you know, what can you do? So no Kenny's corrections this week. DJ, after Matt Raywalt basically buried your whiskey, what you drinking this week?
Well, because the whiskey that I'm gonna trade, like I'm gonna start using, I needed a paycheck before I got it. So so Friday I'll get a bottle. So tonight I'm doing, like, who doesn't like peach, right? So peach high noon. Going with that tonight.
Nice. How about you, Mike?
No, just on the typical Wednesday night water.
All
Today's
right.
Wednesday. Wednesday.
WW.
I'm actually drinking some sparkling water. It's called Liquid Death.
I've seen that. Yes.
Look at this can. It's like,
yes.
Honestly, as a guy who is trying to not drink almost 4 months, thank you very much.
There we go.
I'm like a day away from 4 months, so that's huge for me. That is my previous best.
Yes.
So this feels like I'm holding an IPA or a beer can, and honestly, it's pretty good. So I got a couple of these ready to go. The can is badass. The box that they come in, the case that they come in, is it has some badass art on it as well. And then now legal in Connecticut, I've got these Chill AF sparkling CBD in seltzers. So if I
want to try that,
these ones, they're margarita flavored. They are very good. More of like a lime than a margarita flavor. But there is 26 milligrams of CBD in here. Just kind of a chill out seltzer. It's pretty good. So no alcohol in that. It's just straight CBD. So if I start to doze off at the end of the episode, you'll know why. Because they really do chill me out. They're fantastic. So we've got some predictions to get to, some news to talk about. Let's get in the ring. In the Ring is brought to you by our boy over at Buy, Sell, Trade Toys on Instagram. You can use the code RUN10 to save 10% at checkout. He apologized to us the other day for not having much on his Instagram and ready to go, but he's got stuff. If you need figures, reach out to him, because I actually just reached out to him to see if he had a Kevin Nash Legends figure, because I want to get one signed at that Blitzkrieg show. Right. And I ordered one from Target and it came all banged up. So I said, "Hey, bro, you got one?" And he said, "Not at the moment, but when I get one, I will let you know." So if you need something, reach out to him and he will get you all hooked up. And you can DM him the code RUN10, save yourself 10%. So Mike is on the show today. So we're going to do a little three-way dance here with our predictions. This weekend, we've got WWE Day 1. It's Saturday night, New Year's Day pay-per-view. I like a lot of this. I like that it's on a Saturday. I like that it's on New Year's Day. I like that it's later on. Actually, I was just going to say, I like that it's later on in the day, so it won't compete with the Winter Classic, but the Winter Classic is actually at night this year. Instead of during the day. So, I don't know what I'm going to be watching here. This just changed my whole weekend around, but, we got 7 matches on the Wikipedia page. What are you guys expecting? Do you guys have expectations going into this, or you just kind of like, let's see what happens, or what are you guys feeling going into this pay-per-view?
I mean, I'm hoping they just can fill a card on Saturday.
Right.
So many people who missed Raw and house shows and SmackDown this week. Like, I know there's a lot of CDC changes happening right now, so hopefully all these people are competing and we're not a card subject to change.
Yeah.
Right.
I read earlier this week that they are trying to keep everybody on track to be there Saturday and not make any changes, including telling the superstars that they don't have to test anymore. So that's one way to get around it, I guess. Kind of a shitbag move in my opinion, but what can you do? The WWE haters are gonna have a field day with that. So it's in a month. It probably won't matter. We'll just move on, and it won't even matter. Like everything else, the haters hate on. So
right. I mean, I'm just hoping I'm kind of like Mike. I just want to be able to grab some popcorn and watch a good show at this point, without having to see the Brooklyn Brawler, to fill in to be a body for somebody.
Well, I mean, just the fact that like with all that going on and the Rumble's not too far off, they're gonna have to fill two 30 men, 30 women's matches.
Oh my
there.
god,
like,
yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting January. So
that you just saying that actually kind of makes me want to go back and watch last year's Rumble, because I don't remember a whole lot from last year.
There was no crowd.
Right. I remember that.
Obviously, they were still Thunderdoming it then.
Well, one thing that will save them, though, is that the Rumble includes all three shows. So that will...
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of NXT people this year.
Right. Right. Let them get 5 minutes to, clear the, clean house kind of thing, get their moves in.
Yeah, last I looked, they're struggling to sell tickets to the Rumble because it's at the new stadium in St. Louis.
Oh,
which like they usually do all right.
That was supposed to be for the Rams,
but but that's a big stadium for that, and it just looks like there's a lot of open seats currently. I mean, I'm sure the closer it gets, but they're going to end up marking tickets down or doing a lot of offers. Like I've considered even going because it's like it's like a 3.5 hour drive, I think, for me.
Okay,
so it's possible to go if maybe tickets drop, but I don't want to spend WrestleMania type money to go to St. Louis because St. Louis sucks.
Oh man!
and I went to a Rumble once and Sheamus won, and I don't know that I want to see something like that happen again.
Gotcha.
Actually, that was in St. Louis. That was the last. Is that the last one? I went to the other one. I went to the one when Edge won, I think, too. So the first time when he.
I would love
the Rated R.
Yeah, I would love to go to a Royal Rumble. Yeah, I would love to go to Royal Rumble. Never been, but
that was one of my goals was to mark the big four off the list, and I finally got that done with the Survivor Series a couple of years ago.
All right, let's
get
that
countdown.
I think the only one on my big four that I've been to is SummerSlam. So Survivor Series is supposed to be in Boston next year, though, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably end up at that, but let's get to our picks this Saturday evening, day one pay-per-view. We'll start with match number 7 that is listed on the Wikipedia page. It's RK Bro versus the Street Profits tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. I'm the champ, so I'm going to go first. I'm going to
go shenanigans.
Go. What shenanigans?
Still calling shenanigans.
On what? On what?
On you being the champ.
Why?
I demanded a recount. We didn't get it.
When?
The last time we did this 3-way dance. It's okay.
Oh, man.
Claim yourself.
I don't remember that.
I'd have to go back. It was something I picked something that you guys didn't pick, but it's okay. It's your show. I just pay to listen to it.
I just pay to listen to it
and be on it. And
oh man, this is the kind of stuff you get in our chat, folks.
You should have reminded me. Call me out. Always call me out. Always call me out.
He's that Ric Flair champ.
Let's go. You're predicting
All right.
We're gonna find out shortly. Is usually not very good.
RK Bro, I've been chanting for
swinging. Mike is coming out swinging tonight. Here.
I've been chanting for pretty much the whole year. RK Bro versus the Street Profits. I'm gonna go. Damn it! I'm gonna go Street Profits on this one. What do you say, DJ?
Yeah, that was also my. I think even though they're highly popular, there's like I was just on WWE Shop. They got even more merch, and they seem to be ranked up there with the Bloodline with their merch sales. But I think yeah. Yeah, so like the new, like, you know, they got the joggers, like we were just talking about joggers and WWE's.
Yeah, but they love to make merchandise and then break a team up a week later.
Hey, look at that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go
Y2AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They had shirts and all.
For like a week.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm also gonna go with the Profits. I think they become what would this be? 3-time?
I believe so. Mike, what do you say?
Yeah, I gotta go against you guys on this one. I think RK Bro. I think they're kind of hinting that they're going to break this team up, but I think it's going to get hinted at for a while before it happens. But you're probably setting up for Orton versus Riddle at. God, can they make it to Mania? Maybe, which would be an okay match. It'd be great to see Riddle kind of get a push there, but you
4
have
months.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep the belts a little bit longer. I haven't been thoroughly impressed this last year with the Street Profits as much as I was when they first came up. The 2021 just was not their year.
For like the 15 minutes I watched Raw this week, I literally was like, where the fuck have these guys been when I saw the Street Profits on? Like I had no idea or totally forgot that they like have not been on TV much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, last time we saw them, they were, you know, having pizza with that, with the one with the drawers. You know,
was that Survivor Series where they came out and they were like, sponsored by Pizza Hut as they came out?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I think they even got like drafted to Raw from SmackDown, and it still really hasn't changed.
Yeah,
I get like I don't want to call them New Day Light because it's not the same thing, but like. They're pretty much a comedy act at the moment. Like they can wrestle, they're great. They did well with the belts, but I just don't take them as a legit tag team. But there's not very many legit tag teams, currently.
Right. We'll go to the next match. The next match on Wikipedia is Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Madcap Moss is like, dude is fucking jacked and like he's got the look and stuff.
Right.
But man. Drew McIntyre, you were in the title picture, bro, and now you're just doing this random ass match. I'm going. Well, actually, I'll let DJ go next. I'll be a gentleman. I'll be a gentleman champion and let you go next with your first.
Who I'm going to pick in this.
The first pick. No. I have a rule. If you remember, I have a rule because I got screwed so many times.
Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Mac on this one. I think he'll, you know, I think Wildcat will make a good showing. Like it's going to be a good match. I think this is actually going to be a pretty decent match. But I think Drew kicks his head in the first row, and
I do think it's one of those matches where like you're literally not expecting anything with this match, and then kind of surprises you.
Exactly.
But because I've gotten screwed so many times by Drew McIntyre, I am going Madcap Moss, baby. How about you, Mike?
I kind of want to do the same thing because I feel like it's going to have that wacky finish where like maybe he wins by like DQ or something. Like you got Baron Corbin involved and stuff, but I mean that really should be what happens when Corbin fights him. So I'll go with McIntyre. I think, like DJ said, it should be a good match, but I could also see him being like, we need to cut time, and he just kicks his head off and the match is over.
Next match is Becky versus Liv Morgan for the Raw Women's Championship. Mike, we'll let you go first on this one.
Oh man,
this is a tough pick here.
Yeah, because like they're totally building this like Liv underdog story, and how many times can you lose before everyone loses faith that you're ever going to win it? And if you don't win it now, why does she get another match? Like,
right.
um,
Especially as Becky is the champ, right?
yeah, because Becky doesn't really need the belt, but like if you put it on Liv, is she going to do anything with it?
After her chase, like, because her chasing the title is a great story.
Yeah, and the bad thing is
right.
if you put it on Liv, I feel like she starts fighting people like Zelina and stuff, like people that are more, I don't want to say on her level, but like giving people title shots that might actually feel like they're going to beat her.
And you would think Asuka's about ready to come back.
Yeah,
And Bailey.
I can't. I can't. I want to see Liv win it. I'm gonna stick with Becky. And maybe Liv like gets the cheap roll up, grabs the rope, like cheats to win. That would be great.
Like Becky's been doing, yeah.
Exactly, like the complete opposite. But then I think you just yeah. I'm gonna go with Becky. Fuck it.
I'm going out on a limb. I'm going Liv Morgan.
I hope so.
All right.
I'm going with my heart.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Becky. This is a great story. Like the story of her chasing this title has been, and Liv has proven that she can be on this stage. Like, so this is not anything with that. Like that, it has nothing to do with that. Like she definitely deserves, and she's been having great matches. But I just think Becky's gonna lose it to somebody else. Like it's gonna be like I almost think it's gonna be one of the two people that we just mentioned that are coming back from injury. Like Bailey is definitely gonna, like when she comes back, she's gonna have, like, I mean, of course, going with her character, she's gonna have something to say. Like both literally and figuratively, she's gonna have something to say about the title picture.
They didn't draft Bailey or Asuka, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay. I knew Asuka for sure.
Yep.
I was like, was Bailey out when the draft happened?
Correct.
Already? Yeah. So
yeah.
I think they're both free agents. So
yeah, so they can go to either side, and those are two good matches for Bailey as well. I mean Becky as well. So
yep.
I think like you said, she's gonna cheat. Like it's gonna be something cheat to win. With Liv having a hell of a match, right. But I think Becky wins it.
I already said Liv Morgan. Next match. Sorry. Next match is Edge versus The Miz, which is probably one of the better storylines going on right now. My turn to pick first here. I'm gonna go with The Miz. As much as I want to pick Edge, I just feel like I don't know. There's something in my heart is telling me that Miz is gonna win this. We'll go DJ next.
I'm gonna agree actually, because like you said, like the story, like usually when somebody comes on the wrong end of exchanges and all of these promos and everything that we've been seeing, wins these big time rivalry matches at the pay-per-view. Is kind of a pattern that you kind of notice, and it'll be a great, him having he and his wife coming back, like, back to the ring and all that. Edge does not need the win at all. So, whereas I think Miz could use it, to be honest. So I have to go with the Miz as well.
All right, Mike.
All right, John James, we're all on the Miz.
So that means Edge is going to win, right?
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up.
I think with Edge getting the best of Miz and Maurice on Monday,
right?
I mean, unless you get Edge as like the Brood character, I feel like Miz somehow wins this. I think it might set up for the mixed tag match. I think Beth is going to come back, and you're going to get a tag team match at, I guess, the Rumble, which would, the problem with that is, do you keep Miz and Edge out of the Rumble, or can you afford to keep guys like that out of the Rumble?
Oh, they're going to have to go 2 a night. They're
going to have to go but lately,
I want to say it's not unheard of. So
yeah, I feel like you're setting up for that. So I think it's a bigger thing for Miz to win this, and then Edge will get the better of him down the road. So yeah, we're all on the Miz.
Yep. You're welcome, John. Then we got the Usos versus the New Day tag team match for the SmackDown tag titles. DJ, your turn to go first.
Yeah, I think almost until further notice, I don't know if I can pick against the Usos or I should say the Bloodline. Especially in their this is their pay-per-view basically. So, it's like picking the NWO on the sold out pay-per-view. So this is what this feels like to me. So yeah, I'm going Usos.
I agree with you 100% that it's so hard to pick against any member of the Bloodline that I'm going Usos as well, sadly.
And I'm going to agree with you. As much as I could see them doing another, hey, it's the 20th title reign for the New Day. I think we're waiting. I think this might be the year we see like a Xavier Woods singles run. Like you already gave him the crown.
Mm-hmm.
And you have
I like the new crown, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this might be your point where you can have the Usos win, and then you start putting Woods in the what titles on Raw, US or SmackDown.
I'm about to say, are you saying
title?
or are you saying Royal Rumble winner?
No, I don't. I would love to see Woods win that, but I think they already gave him his flowers for this year.
Or the king of the ring.
Yeah, like you gave him his childhood wish or whatever, but there's still going to be tag team stuff. But I think he'll get a run at like a mid card title
US
during 2021.
US or Intercontinental. Then
yeah, but I don't think they need the tag titles again. I'd leave them on the
Usos.
Usos.
They don't.
We've already brought it up once. Tag team wrestling on WWE right now is just not great.
So it's not.
No, it's not.
It's a little bit better. I would even say it's a little bit better on the NXT show than the other ones. If you looked at the overall tag teams, I almost feel like the NXT has the better tag team roster.
So, Mike, you picked Usos. I just didn't write it down. I'm sorry.
Yep.
All right. So all three of us going Usos. All three of us going Miz. We got 2 matches left. It is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. This is probably the hardest match to pick. It is a singles match for the WWE Universal Championship with Paul Heyman on a pole match. Mike, it's your turn to go first, man.
Yeah, I'm so on the fence on he punched Heyman. If he had just talked shit, you could say it as a swerve, but yeah, I
think he really fired him this time.
I think Roman's about to take some time off. So I think it's time for another Brock Lesnar title reign. And a face Brock Lesnar will be very interesting.
I'm going Roman. Again, I just don't think...
Well, it's hard to choose against the Bloodline. They're so dominant.
Right.
That's exactly what I was going to say. DJ, who you got?
It's called the freaking day one pay-per-view. I gotta go Roman, but I do hear what Mike is saying. I think the days are numbered for this reign. I don't know that it makes it to it'll be a tough thing to make it go all the way to Mania. Even though that's to me that's the ideal place for him to lose it would be at Mania,
right?
And then let him go.
You have to have the biggest baby face to have him lose to beat Brock at Mania,
like The Rock.
Yeah, but that's not happening this year
because he's also because they want that, and you kind of want that in LA. And
says the guy from LA.
But you want to sell out Dallas, that's the way to do it, but I just don't see it happening.
Right. No, it's something they'll probably come up with something down the line here, but definitely I don't see this as a pay-per-view with him dropping it. Even though it would be just like it's Brock Lesnar though, so it's not like it's totally on the
question. But Brock lost to him. What was that? Was that Saudi Arabia? Was that show?
Yeah.
So to think Brock's going to lose twice in a row, but you could also at the same time, you could tell me Roman's going to hold the belt the whole year, and I would believe you.
Right.
All the way to all the way to Mania is what I think.
He's just been so dominant for the last year and a half since he came back.
Right.
It's literally a toss up.
So 1 for Brock, 2 for Roman, and that brings us to our last match on the Wikipedia page. It is Big E, Rollins, Owens, and Bobby Lashley.
Wow.
For the WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way. So
Man,
we could all end up screwed here.
yeah, we could.
DJ, I think it's, or is it Mike's turn to go first? I lost track. Oh no, Mike just went first, I think. Yeah. So my turn to go first. I'm going Big E. Fatal 4-Way. I'm not picking against the champion, unfortunately. I am going Big E. Seth Rollins, we don't know if he's going to actually be there. Although Kevin Owens just signed that big deal.
KO.
And I just don't think Bobby Lashley is going to do it. So maybe it could be Kevin Owens, but I'm going to go Big E. Final answer.
All right. Big E, final answer.
DJ, who you got?
Yeah, I just kind of the same reason that I picked Roman is the same reason I'm going to pick Big E, because I just don't see this as the pay-per-view that he loses. I think it'll be one of the big 4 that he loses this title. So, but I see this as probably one of the best matches, though. One of the best matches of the night. Hopefully, I hope Seth is able to be in it. But yeah, the people the people that are in this match, some good dance partners here. So so we're gonna see some, we're gonna get a "this is awesome" chant. But I'm gonna stick with the champ.
Sometimes those Fatal 4-Ways, though, they don't they look good on paper, and then match wise, it's just there's almost too much going on at once, so they get screwed up. I'm not saying that's going to happen with this. I just sometimes I felt the same way as I was reading those names off. I'm like, oh, this could be really good.
Yeah, but you have 4 of the best things outside of Roman that you have in the company right now.
Pretty much.
And a year ago, if we had said that about Bobby Lashley, we would have all laughed. He was the milk dud guy, and now he's people loved him as the champ. He's been great in the Hurt Business.
Right.
I feel like at some point this year, Seth and Kevin Owens will probably carry that title. But yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys. I think Big E, he's only had the belt for 3.5 months. Right. Seems like it's been longer, but I feel like he's gonna get a lengthy title run here.
Right.
Yeah.
Mania at the earliest, I think, for dropping it, and then you're gonna turn around and have Elimination Chamber.
That's right. That's right.
So, the next one.
Yeah, maybe. So if that's happening, that always gives you opportunity for something to happen there. So yeah, I think he keeps it.
All right, guys, that is our picks for our for day 1. There is another pay-per-view. I don't want to call it pay-per-view because it's not really a pay-per-view, but NXT. Yeah, just a special edition of NXT, NXT New Year's Evil. We don't have to go match by match, but they're definitely feeling the hey, we need to do something here with NXT by having AJ Styles on the card. He's going to take
Riddle.
And Riddle. Yeah, I just saw that actually. I didn't even realize. I said Mike messaged me about putting this on the notes here, and I just kind of was like, man, I am so sour on NXT right now, and it hurts me.
Well, you're about to probably even more completely change it, because I feel like Braun Breaker is winning the title now.
I'm okay with that.
Full circle. Oh, I am too.
Yeah.
I think you're totally NXT Black and Gold. I think is done after this show. I think it's completely
kill it off.
All the new guys, and I think anybody who's relevant that is still going to be with the company, I think is in the Rumble and moves to the main roster, like Tommaso Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
You think Mandy's included, even though they moved her?
I think no, because I think she's keeping the belt. She's been so good with it.
Yeah, she's doing so well, and
there's plenty of talent down there, and you're gonna eventually put the belt back on Raquel or EO, people like that. Mm-hmm. But for now, I like Mandy as the champ. She hadn't been there the last couple of weeks. They've had to do by satellite type stuff, but her doing it by the pool and making fun of the people wrestling and stuff is kind of comedic, so it works for her heel character. So yeah, I think she should stay there for a while.
She definitely developed. Like it did work. Like this is one of the things I'm gonna say did work for her to go to NXT, really refresh this character, and this version of Mandy is great.
Yep, and it makes you think they could do it with other people if they need to.
Right. I almost wish they would do. I mean, Mike, you're a hockey fan. You know, with hockey, it's like you guys get sent down and brought up all the time. Like
baseball.
Baseball, same thing. Yep. My local AHL team, American Hockey League team, they're the affiliate for the Blues right now, and they have guys literally like every day there'll be like a Facebook notification or Instagram notification. So and so got called up, sent down, called up, sent down. Like send guys who aren't getting enough TV time on Raw or SmackDown. I mean, we'll get to it in a minute here, but like Toni Storm, if she's not happy, send her down. Let her do some stuff in NXT for a while so she can get TV time, work on stuff. I mean, we still don't really know why she got or why she asked to be let go or whatever, asked for her release. But, if she's not happy, maybe send her down there, let her get some extra work, get her some TV time. I know they did it with guys like Zack Ryder and Tyler Breeze, Fandango, guys like that. And then they ended up just cutting them. But it's like, you have this brand, use it. I didn't watch a minute of NXT this week. I didn't actually, and to be honest with you, I didn't even see any highlights. I don't know if there's any other matches that you guys are looking forward to. As far as this next week's show goes, there's 5 matches on the card. We got AJ Styles and Grayson Waller, Riddle and MSK versus Imperium. That'll probably be a banger, to be honest with you.
Right. There was a couple. Yeah. So on my notes, so 2 of my things for this week came from NXT. It was the Riddle MSK versus Emporium. I'm complete, like that caught my attention. I'm like, okay, I do want to see that. Like, seeing Walter and Riddle, even like just seeing that matchup, even though it'll be in this tag team setting, I'm intrigued. I got the popcorn ready for that.
Nice.
I think it's time for I think Solo's ready.
Yeah, I saw that in your notes. I don't know, man. I don't know if that push just because the bloodline is so good right now and so over, I think you don't really want to mess with the chemistry of that. You don't want to mess with what's going on. All it's going to take is that guy to fuck up once for everybody to turn on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you need him to 100% be ready. 100%.
Which is probably why they haven't done the Naomi thing. Because I think if she poisons the whole bloodline thing, it turns everybody against something great that they've done.
On the on the bloodline shirt.
if you make her a heel, a female heel, it would change her character so much. But if she fucks up, then everybody just looks at it. It's like you ruin the whole bloodline that you've been building for a year and a half.
Right.
So maybe that's part of it. But yeah, I was really impressed with Solo this week, the backstage stuff and the match.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you look at him, you're like, it's a fucking Uso, but they're not really referencing it all that much.
Right. And seeing what I feel like they're doing. They won't admit this, but we'll probably hear this years down the line. They saw what happened with Hook.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, we got a guy that can match what Hook is doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think they're doing with Solo.
I agree. But yeah, I don't think it's time for him to come up, especially being in such a big storyline like the bloodline. I think it's just keep him there, keep him working. Maybe once the bloodline gets a little stale, throw that new blood in there, no pun intended, and then see what happens.
Well, that's it. Like with Heyman being out, if Roman ends up losing to Brock and takes time off, then the bloodline's dismantled anyways. It won't matter. Usos will be back to just doing tag matches and getting DUIs or something.
Super kicks.
Oh my God.
Be a super kick party.
Yeah.
One of my 3 things, I only had 2 things. To be honest with you, like we talked about this week is just so weird, and there isn't a whole lot going on in the wrestling world with the exception of day one. But it was good to see Eric Bischoff on Raw this past week. I didn't know he could do Didn't know he could be an officiant of weddings. I might have to.
I'm back.
DJ, you might have to hit him up there with your. Now that you and your new lady friend are official on Instagram, you might have to hit up Easy E.
I would like if it got to that point, dude. Like having something and have like that his theme music playing and he walks out and all that. Like, cause
I love his theme music. I love that music.
I like that when he did the whole if anyone has anything to say, whatever. He's like, we don't have to wait. We know something's going to happen. And then it came out like just typical wrestling wedding thing. But yeah, I'd love to see him on TV more often. Like bring him back as a GM thing. Like you could have Sonya and Pierce on SmackDown and him on Raw or something. But yeah, it's real. I like that he still has a good relationship with him with WWE even after he's done like some AEW appearances and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Doesn't care. Yeah, they're like, go over there if you want. And
get your payday. Come here. Get your payday. Like, you're in the Hall of Fame. As long as you don't like shit on us and bury us like some people have done. I mean, yeah.
Hell, even that, like, it would not shock me at all if one day we heard Cult of Personality at a Royal Rumble. Like, it just wouldn't. Like, it would not surprise me.
Actually, let's talk about that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is the whole CM Punk buzz over? I think we brought this up like a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Like, to me, it's just like, okay, it was cool like those couple weeks. And now I'm just kind of like, meh. It doesn't get me to tune in anymore like it used to.
I think it's going to depend on if they let him beat MJF. Because if you let him beat MJF, you kill the homegrown character that they've built since day one.
Right.
And if he loses, it makes MJF look like an even bigger star. But then who does CM Punk wrestle after that? Like, other than like a Kenny Omega or like a Jericho, like
it would have to be the dream. It would be him going after the dream match.
Yeah, he just starts crossing people off the list. Like, if you have him just fight these no-name people or younger talent that doesn't really matter, like, and you're putting Punk over. But yeah, I think it's going to be very limited after probably middle of the year. I don't think you'll see him as much. I think it's just it's a ratings boost or was supposed to be.
So I'm about to say that hasn't even really happened. He had a stale promo tonight. Like that promo was stale tonight. Dude, like I really like. I know, like, so like one of our reviewers thinks that I hate AEW and that I hate the fans, which is not true. Okay, let me just say that right out. That's not true.
I did laugh at that.
It's like, wait, Tommy, for years.
Yeah, it's me that shits on AEW more than anything.
Yeah, and the DJ seems to hate. No, that's not true, bro. But it's just like, I really think CM Punk, like I'm really serious that I think CM Punk has lost some steam on lost his fastball.
Part of his promo tonight was he was repeating stuff from the pipe bomb. Like I get he kind of on purpose like referencing stuff, but it's like gotta have new material every week, bro.
Right. So I mean, I think it's everybody likes hearing Cult, like including myself. Like when Cult of Personality, it's a hell of a song. Like I love it. I love when he's got the great entrance, and then now he's picking up the mic. I'm sorry, I think MJF is better on the mic. Like they've gone head to head, and I think MJF keeps winning.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it's a negative if they let Punk beat MJF, but I would not be surprised.
Just going into or going back to the review in question here for DJ. This is from, I'm going to read it because it is kind of funny. This is from Sam_bro_1, who I also believe is a Fig Cave member, Fig Cave Facebook group member. It says, pretty decent pod. Seems like DJ hates AEW and AEW fans. Seems like if the shows aren't perfect, he says they're overrated. If WWE does one thing good, they're the greatest. Wish they were a little more open-minded. Sam, bro, this is why we were gonna have shirts printed up that said equal opportunity shitters. Like that review right there is the whole reason why, because we shit on both. We literally both of us shit on both. DJ probably shits on less for both than I do.
I'm a little bit more. In fact, yeah, I'm the more like liberal person. Like,
I hate everything, to be honest.
Yeah. I hate everything. So
maybe that should be hilarious. A new shirt. I hate everything. Tommy.
And then have both logos and and that emoji like this. With the two with the palms up.
One thing I didn't hate this week was Thunder Rosa's Wolverine gear.
That was dope. No, that was dope.
Sometimes I can't. We're gonna have our 1 minute shallow talk here for the Run In podcast where we talk about how good girls look or how bad they look. Sometimes Thunder Rosa looks great, and sometimes she looks like she's just like whoa, like I don't know what it is with her. She's like the Two-Face girl in Seinfeld. Like in certain light, she looks great. Other times, you're just like, is that the same girl? But I will give her a 10 for the Wolverine gear. And we got to see Mercedes Martinez debut on AEW. Yeah. Looks like she's on Smart Mark's payroll. Smart Mark, friend of the show. I was chatting with him earlier this week. We won't get into why I was chatting with him earlier this week, but I was chatting with Smart Mark this week.
Like, damn it, pay me my money. But yeah, so yeah, the gear was dope. They had a great match too. Like it was a good match with Cahill and Thunder Rosa. And then just they were on a teeter-totter, like one of those back and forth matches, and then all of a sudden, it reminded me of Macho Man blasting the Warrior over the head with that scepter, and it and all the pieces went everywhere. So almost that's what happened to Thunder Rosa.
One thing I will say, I just saw the highlights of that match. I did not watch much wrestling this week. My kid, he had extra ice time for hockey practice tonight. As I told these guys, if you're a hockey parent, if you you understand the first rule of being a hockey parent is if you have extra ice time, free extra ice time, you take that ice time. It's like you pay for 1,000 hours of ice time in a season, and you get one free. Take it. So I missed all of Dynamite. I saw the highlights of what happened with Jade Cargill and Mercedes Martinez beating up Thunder Rosa, and then I saw Ruby Soho come out. Can we, if you're doing a run-in, do you really need to have that Cesaro tape on your shoulder, or like Thunder Rosa had it on her back? That's one thing. She was in the match. I get that.
Right.
Literally, not Thunder Rosa. Ruby Soho ran to the ring. See, Sam, bro, I'm shitting on AEW right now. She ran to the ring, had that tape on her shoulder, and she swung something and left. That was it. Do you really need to put that tape on for that?
I'm almost guessing, and I could be wrong, that because they record Rampage the same night, that they probably just threw together a tag match. Because
fair enough.
Next week, Ruby and Jade are fighting for the TBS title. I think that's the finals.
Right, that is the final.
And obviously,
little weird that Thunder Rosa's not in the final.
Well, you signed Ruby, and I think they're all in on Jade. I think they think next to Britt Baker, she's their female star. Which when she first came in, I was like, this is a girl that she's impressive looking, but can't wrestle, and she's gotten a lot better. I just don't know if she's going to continually be able to churn out those kind of matches that you want to see your women's title matches like you would with.
That's why you want those partners.
You
want the partner like Thunder Rosa, who's a veteran,
right?
And then,
so I hate
Britt
that.
Baker.
I hate that they have the typical AEW finish here with the interference, but it's a way to bring in Mercedes, and like I said, I feel like this probably turns into a tag match on Friday or Saturday whenever Rampage is this week, and then you'll have the finals next week at the TBS, the first TBS show.
Yeah, and I didn't see Thunder Rosa winning this time. I think what they want is for the net, one of those big shows for Thunder Rosa versus Doc for the title.
Well, it's a way of putting the belt on Jade and not having Jade fight Britt Baker. Like
exactly.
You want to keep you're protecting Britt while you can have Jade have a title, and I don't think you're going to have the women split to where it's like, oh, these women only fight for the world title and these women only fight for the TBS title.
Right.
I think it's just a way to keep the two champions from fighting each other.
Right. Just like the old, like, the golden era WWEF, like they, you put the Intercontinental title on the Macho Man and have Hogan with the strap.
Right.
And then, then when you're ready, you have Ricky the Dragon beat Macho Man for the Intercontinental title and so on. So I think they're doing that kind of old school kind of thing of like you're saying, Mike, like so again, like you would if Thunder Rosa won this, then now you got to think of, okay, how do you get the title off of her so we can have her go against Britt Baker at All Out, so so and then build that story, so I think that's why I didn't see her winning this in the first place.
I did. That's it for any other stuff you guys want to talk about from Dynamite. I'm good. Like I said, I didn't see it. That's pretty much all I saw.
I like
DJ said it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I like the Wardlow MJF thing where Wardlow wins matches, and then it's like, hey, Wardlow, if you win the TNT title, you have to give it to MJF. It's in your contract. And then Smart Mark came out and read like all the like
things in the contract.
Yeah, like the small wording type stuff. It was really funny. I mean, obviously they've been hinting at forever that these two are going to break up and turn on each other, and I mean,
and Wardlow's getting cheered now. Like, so, it's definitely a $1 Million Man Virgil kind of story.
Like when do you do it? Like, is that the reason he loses to like a CM Punk or doesn't win the world title?
Right.
Yeah.
Just to run something back here, are Almost and AJ not fighting at day one?
So they were supposed to fight Monday.
Right.
And it didn't happen. I thought maybe it was because maybe almost like was also on the COVID list or something. And it probably would have been a good question for Kenny, because I read that they fought at a house show.
How about say I saw a video of them
and it was really bad, and they decided not to put it on TV. So at this point, like, are they gonna go do it down the road, or are they just gonna go their separate ways, almost beat the shit out of AJ? He's the heel. AJ's gonna be a face now. But yeah, I'd like to have seen them actually wrestle on TV and at least in the storyline that way. But sounds like this house show match was so bad that they aren't ready for that, and that scares me for Almost as a singles competitor, because I really thought eventually he was going to get a push because he had looked so good lately.
Right.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was on the pay-per-view, and then I just happened to be scrolling through something and saw them like a promo or something of them two on Raw, and I was like, wait a minute. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off about Dynamite, guys.
That's all right.
Damn it, coming in with your WWE stuff when we're in the middle.
That's right.
Up Dynamite.
That's right.
Well, we had the Undisputed Era in the main event tonight on AEW.
You could always you could have done that earlier when 2.0 was in a match with I don't even remember who was in that match. There was a lot of tag matches on Dynamite tonight.
They're like a
1-man tag over the show, a 6-man tag, another. Yeah, a lot of using as much roster as possible tonight.
AEW is doing so good with like being good, and then all of a sudden, not that it's been bad, but it just hasn't been what it was, right before the last pay-per-view. It just, I mean, there's been good stuff. Same thing with Raw or WWE. Like, there's been good stuff. It's just
they'll give you a nugget, yeah. And then,
yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of
you
theirs
got
is
to watch
just getting
Vince McMahon in his office with
Austin Theory. Yeah, I think AEW is just like how to get from show to show without having to have, like, Hangman wasn't on the show, Daniel Bryan wasn't on the show, CM Punk cut an interview but didn't wrestle. Like, you're using the talent that otherwise wouldn't get used. But yeah, you're really just trying to get to the TBS show, and then whenever Daniel Bryan fights Hangman, and then their next big pay-per-view is probably not till like May. Is it like Labor Day or Memorial Day, whatever the hell that is?
Yep. It's so hard to keep track of them.
Yeah, they only have a hand, like 3 of them, right?
Right, and it's hard to remember their names. At least for me, but I'm special. All right, let's get to some news here. The news, we've got JR can finally stop posting pictures of his nasty ankle.
Jeez.
Gross.
It's so gross.
Even the cancer-free post was like, dude, just tell us you're cancer-free. I don't need to see this.
Yeah, exactly. And again, not to like shit on what he's going through. It just,
I'm happy.
I don't think we need the pictures every day of what you're going through, bro. But hey, everybody deals with that stuff differently. So just glad to hear that JR is cancer-free now. Hopefully he can retire. The big news today was Tony Storm getting released. Rumors going around. Nobody knows yet. Again, we're recording on Wednesday, so we don't know for sure just yet. It might be out by the time this episode drops. But rumor is that she asked for her release. So we'll have to wait and see if that's the case. This, I think, took all of us by surprise. She
different. Different if she was just on the roster, but she fought for the title on Friday.
Right. And then so she like fought with Charlotte for the title, and then I read the other day that she was like in the 24/7 title picture at a house show in like Tampa, Florida. She was like chasing after
that's weird
the 24/7 title. So it was like she went from here to here super quick, and maybe she was pissed off about that and used her New Zealand temper to get out of there. But honestly, my legit theory for why she was released was, I thought when I first read the news, I thought this just meant that Bayley was that much closer to coming back, and they can only put so much ass on SmackDown.
I think I'd see where this is going.
Yeah, I think
with my peach high noon.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that it's like you're not gonna have her beat Charlotte, which would have been great to like give her even a short title run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you're just gonna put her back in like mid-card status or lower, or like you said, 24/7. That's terrible. Like that's Dana Brooke territory. We don't need Tony Storm chasing around. Like I'd watch her run around all the time, but she's too talented for that. So and with her husband being in the wrestling business, I could see him being like, just ask for your release. Like go fight in AEW, go fight New Japan, go Impact, somewhere where you will probably be a champion.
Right.
Yeah.
Because as much as she did for NXT UK and NXT, I'm really shocked.
Well,
and when they started putting her in these matches with Charlotte, I was like, damn, they're actually going to use her this time.
Right.
So this came out of nowhere.
Well, I think that's Impact likes the peach. So
yeah. I was just gonna say, or she could go to AEW and we could have a peach versus peach match with my girl Ty Connie or Sammy Guevara's girl Ty Connie. I like how she was like, I need to leave social media because Sammy Guevara broke up with his fiance and I'm getting blamed for it. And now they're constantly posting that they're together, like not in a relationship, but they're always together. And they're
all Christmas long. I was getting like,
and they're commenting on each other's stuff with like hearts and fire and all kinds of stuff. So let's read too much into that and assume they're together.
Let's read too much.
Other than that, though, not a whole lot of news. The whole reason we have Mike on the show tonight, not just because we love him, but last year we did predictions with him for 2021.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah. So
oh boy.
Mike went back and listened to last year's episode of all our predictions and what we thought was going to happen in the world of wrestling. And he's going to tell us how wrong we are. And then we're going to make some predictions for 2022. And Mike's giving us a true or false lightning round as well here. So we're going to have some fun with this. So tell us.
Let me take another sip of high noon here.
I should have done better. Like I wrote a lot of it out. I should have done a little bit more prepping, but I think I'm going to go through what everybody got right. and then we'll go back because I think
Like
it's more fun of what we got
like
wrong.
Colin
and then-
Cowherd here.
Yeah, and then
What Colin got right.
and then we can throw out some of our thoughts for 2022, and then we'll see what's left. And like you said, lightning around, maybe just true or false, this will happen in 2022. So,
Right.
so we all did our predictions, and then Tom also pulled up last year Bleacher Report, threw out some predictions, not as many, and we kind of did some bold predictions, and we did some normal predictions and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll run through. We'll just start with Bleacher Reports real quick. They didn't have a lot, so for the ones they got right, 2 nights of Mania, not such a bold prediction.
Right.
So that was right. Pretty much no more Twitch. We knew that was coming. That was all happening about this time last year, that they were going to kind of pull all their guys from that. I know it had been rumored, and pretty much everybody's off of it now. And then the last thing they really got right would have been that major WWE guys would go to AEW. Very much right, with Daniel Bryan and all of Undisputed Era and quite a few there. So for the ones they got wrong, Undertaker comes out of retirement. Thank God they got that one wrong.
Yeah, I'm glad they got that one wrong.
NXT India leads to NXT Japan. I'm going to blame that one on COVID, because I know there was some talk about NXT branching off last year.
Right.
That kind of stuff didn't happen. So, I mean, it's possible to come up this year.
International COVID rules and all that.
Yeah, people couldn't travel and stuff like that. Monetizing the Thunderdome. I think we had talked that they were going to let people have certain seats and stuff like that. And that had been rumored for a while. And then obviously the Thunderdome went away. So that didn't happen. But I could have seen it where you would have been charged for a certain amount if you wanted to be on TV and stuff like that. And then another thing that I'm glad went away, that didn't happen, is house shows. Bleacher Report basically said there will never be another house show. That'll just be pay-per-views. Yeah. So gladly house shows have come back. Some of us have been to house shows this year. So that's a nice one to have back. And hopefully going forward, I know we're kind of leading into where it's possible we might lose that again. So let's hope not.
Right.
All right. So we'll just run down Tom's and then DJ's and then mine, and then we'll go back to what we missed. So not so bold, but Tom, the Mysterios will tag up and win the tag titles.
Oh, I got half right.
Right. They won the tag titles.
They won
once or twice, maybe.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's who the Usos beat for the title.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go.
Yeah. And so I think at the end of the year, Big E had just lost the IC title. No, he had just won the IC title. So Tom said that he would win the world title. That was correct. Bray Wyatt will return as a burn victim character. Tom, right on.
Look at him.
It only happened. It only happened for like one night, but it happened.
That counts.
Speaking of Bleacher Report, house shows will return in full. Tom was correct. Rhea Ripley will win a main roster title. Correct. She won multiple. She won the tag titles and the
world title,
the women's title.
God, I'm amazing.
Right? No, you wait till the ones you missed. It's gonna be fun.
We're getting a little long on time here. We don't have to do
that.
You want to do like Trump? Now let's just stop counting.
Hey, we'll get through DJ's pretty quick because DJ went bold and didn't get very many right.
I was going for home runs.
Britt Baker will win the world title. We all pretty much said that one, so that's a pretty easy one. Nope, that's it for Tom.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. So, all right. For me, we'll go to me. Fans in attendance at WrestleMania, which now kind of just seems like, is that really a prediction? But where we were last year,
well, yeah, it was Thunderdome, so
we didn't know. Yeah, like that was a big thing. Brock Lesnar returns. Sure, that's pretty easy. Heyman, I said Heyman would join Brock. I guess that really hasn't happened, so we won't look at that. Big E doesn't win the Rumble because a lot of people were predicting him to win the Rumble twice in a row. but will win the world title, which is what Tom said. Finn Balor brings back the Demon character. That was right.
Yep.
Miz successfully cashes in Money in the Bank. WWE drops the ball on Bray Wyatt's return.
Hey,
That is a home run. Bianca wins the Rumble and fights Sasha. That was right. Britt wins the title. We all said that. Hangman or MJF is what I said would win the title. That's half right. And that's it for me. So DJ.
I probably got like 3 of them. But
Bianca wins the title. Everyone got that right. Bianca wins the Rumble. He got that right.
Reggie Jackson.
Big E keeps the IC title and has a long title run. It was like 3.5 months. That's kind of right. All right, that's it for DJ.
So I was right about all the black people. There we go.
Yeah. So, and most of those weren't super bold. I know this is probably where we missed more than anything. Would have been the bold predictions.
Right.
So we'll start with Tom. Walter wins the U.S. title. Walter is yet to really appear on the main roster.
Yeah, that's a big thing to miss there.
And I quote, we'll put in a timestamp. Tom said, Goldberg will win the Royal Rumble. What?
I said that?
You said that, sir.
What the fuck?
Well, you probably were just so thinking that WWE was going to push him again that you thought he was going to win. Is probably
we talked about it a little bit earlier. I had to stop drinking for a reason. That's clearly it.
I don't remember what was really happening this time last year that would have made it seem like. I know we know Goldberg had matches left on his.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think we were talking about maybe Roman fighting Goldberg at WrestleMania or something. So maybe that's why. Adam Cole wins the U.S. title. He doesn't even work there anymore.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae wins a main roster title. She's pregnant and doesn't work there currently. Johnny Gargano gets called up. He doesn't work there anymore. Toni Storm wins the women's NXT title. She doesn't work there anymore.
Whoops.
Charlotte leaves to have a baby. Nope.
And now she doesn't even have the means for that.
No, they're back together.
No, they're back together.
Okay.
They've been posting during Christmas. Or supposedly they never broke up.
Whatever.
Carmella will win the women's Royal Rumble. Nope. Chris Statlander will return and win the AEW women's title. That has not yet happened.
She returned.
She had a title match.
There you go. Zelina Vega will be the first female to jump from WWE to AEW. Nope. She did get fired, but she came back. So
they kissed and made up.
Yeah, I think you were
became queen though. She
that's
queen.
True. So AEW beats Raw ratings multiple times. Haven't done it once. I did say when you brought that up, I said it would take a major star. DJ kind of said the same thing, like a CM Punk, which is what kind of happened. So we're kind of part right there. Tessa Blanchard will wrestle for WWE. I don't think she wrestles anywhere currently.
No, she's on. She's in
NWA Impact.
Shimmer.
See, no one watches that.
He's right. He's right. You know.
Yep. And then last.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, last two for Tom. MJF wins the title. That is yet to happen. Your bold winner for the title was Darby Allin. He's jobbing to people like CM Punk. You also said there's a chance that Serena Deeb could win the women's title, but you changed your mind to Chris Statlander. Neither one of those were right.
Neither one of those.
All right. So it's funny to go back and listen to it as DJ starting his with Vince passes, and we were very stunned. DJ did go into it and said either he will pass away or pass on the company to his kids. Neither one have happened.
Nope.
The WWE tag titles will become universal titles, and there will only be one set. Nope, we still have 2 sets of titles.
Yep.
You agreed with Tom that Adam Cole would win the U.S. title. Nope. Ronda Rousey will return. Nope, she's having babies. By Survivor Series, we will set up 4 horsewomen versus the 4 MMA horsewomen. Most of those people aren't there.
They're not there anymore. Yeah. Especially the MMA ones.
A top WWE female will jump to AEW. Mercedes
I don't know if I'm ready to call.
Does that count?
I don't know if I'm ready to call Ruby a.
Oh, that's true. Ruby would be the closest, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll give you half credit for that one. Keith Lee will win the men's Royal Rumble. He does not work there anymore.
No. Annie Kako.
Tessa Blanchard will draw number 1 in the women's Royal Rumble. Nope. And Scorpio Sky will win the AEW title. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did they win the tag titles ever? No. Him and what is that guy's name?
Yeah, they were the.
No, not SCU. The guy he's with now.
No, the guy he's with now. No.
No, they haven't won the titles yet. So.
Yeah. No, they barely get matches.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
All right, on to
he
me.
had Sting jump on him in a match.
All right, so my sort of bold predictions. Roman Reigns turns face. Nope, still the best heel in the business.
Yep.
All of the Undisputed Era will be drafted to AEW.
I'm about to say you're kind of right.
Xavier Woods turns heel and joins the Hurt Business. Nope.
No. But that was in that storyline, though. I can see why you would.
Right. Nope. Tommaso Ciampa called up. Nope.
Nope.
Seth wins the Royal Rumble. Nope.
Nope.
But he was in the final few folks, though.
Tony Khan buys Impact or Ring of Honor. No, not yet. Ring of Honor still on the thing. I think we all agreed Tessa was going to appear on TV. I just said TV. Right. DJ's out here predicting her to be number 1 in the Royal Rumble. I said Nikki Cross needs to jump ship. She's not getting in a push. She ended up winning Money in the Bank and cashing in to become
winning the title. Yeah.
So she completely turned things around.
Right.
And that is it for our 2021 terrible predictions.
Yay.
Not great.
No. More
entertaining
losses.
Though.
Yeah, definitely more misses than correct.
Man, and I did like the best out of everybody. That's,
yeah, you hit some really on point stuff, like right on the head.
Goldberg was gonna win the Rumble.
I'm never gonna live that down.
Everything else.
He said that. He said that eliminates all the other right ones.
But I will give you that. I mean, the Bray Wyatt being burned by Orton, I think, was right before Christmas. So, but that's pretty quick to predict he was going to come back as a different version. But I could see it. So
I don't even know where that came from, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year ago. Like, wrestling changes so much in a year.
Yeah,
right.
That's why I was like going back. I was like, when did Big E have the IC title? Why wasn't he going to win the Rumble? Oh, he won it the previous year. I was like, was he injured? So
it literally feels like a lifetime ago, like some of those things, and like thinking why we were thinking certain things. You know what I mean? Like literally feels like a lifetime ago.
Right. And that's the problem, is it's so hard to like know, like, unless you'd have to go back and listen to a whole bunch of things or pull up dates. But with that much wrestling week to week, a lot of things change in a year. Like, as much as people want to be like, it's the same shit all year long.
Yeah,
it's really not. Like,
not really. Yeah.
Right. It's crazy.
Especially with all the guys that have like changed companies and stuff like that. So
yeah, man. Let's get to some predictions for 2022.
Okay.
What do you got?
We'll start with the easy ones, and then we'll just let everybody maybe go around, and we'll throw some different ones out. So we'll start with Tom.
Oh boy.
Tom, the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble winner will be
It will be. It will the 2022 Royal Rumble
2022,
men's
sorry.
Royal Rumble winner will be Drew McIntyre.
Ooh, yuck.
I don't know why I picked that, but whatever.
Interesting pick.
Especially since, like, if you rewind this a half hour ago, I was talking about how I never pick him.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't pick him in the prediction championship match, but
He needs a reset. He needs a reset.
all right.
Maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
DJ?
I don't know if I like that pick.
Because, well, first off, you got to go in your head who's on the roster,
Right.
who will actually be in the match.
Can I change mine? Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins.
Okay, now you're changing it to
Kevin Owens.
Seth.
Final answer. Final answer. Kevin Owens wins the Royal Rumble.
I thought about both of those guys when we were talking about the four-way match, but
Right.
Yeah.
Seth is 1-1 and Drew 1-1. KO needs to win one at some point.
Yeah, I'm going Kevin Owens. Final answer.
He's really over. Like, so, you know, when his music hits after his number comes up, he's gonna get a pop. Like, he's probably gonna be one of the more popular wrestlers in the entire match.
Yeah.
Wow, like, yeah, that's kind of a hard one to pick against.
Which is sad. Like, the Rumble's less than a month away, and normally you could be like, I know exactly who's going to win.
Right.
Yeah,
and
normally
see, the thing is that, yeah, but the champs right now are the ones that have, like, you know, that all of the attention is on at the moment, despite the people that we just named. So yeah, I think I just have to go Kevin Owens. Like, that seems to be the logical pick here.
Right. I like the pick. I'm going to go bold. I'm picking Walter. And my problem though is fucking Walter was on NXT tonight and he hasn't been on TV in a while.
Right.
And I was like, that would have been a great way for him to show up.
Right.
I'll even add to it. I think when Walter goes to the main roster, I think Paul Heyman is with Walter.
Nice.
Ooh.
Because
nice.
I don't think Brock needs him anymore. And I think that's going to be part of the storyline is like, Roman got rid of Heyman. Now Heyman thinks he should be with Brock, and Brock's gonna be like,
he's gonna kick him out.
Sorry, buddy. Like, I'm not waiting for you at the altar while you.
Right.
Yeah.
While you get Superman punched.
I'm gonna go with Walter, and Heyman's gonna be his guy at some point because I think he needs a mouthpiece. Well,
I mean, I still think you're not off because remember, NXT guys can be in the Rumble.
Sure. I just like it more as a name you wouldn't have thought of.
Right.
The only other person I could see winning, because I think it needs to be a guy that's never won it before, but I hate what they're doing with him right now, is Styles. Because I thought if they did the whole Styles almost thing or whatever they're doing with him in NXT, but I don't like it as a face. And I also don't see AJ fighting Roman or Big E for the title or Brock.
Right.
But I could see Walter fighting those guys. I could see KO fighting those guys.
Exactly.
All right. So back to Tom, the women's Royal Rumble winner.
Bailey.
You think Bailey's coming back that soon?
I think they're saving her for that.
I hope so. I hope she's back sooner than later.
I didn't even hesitate on that. Yeah, Bailey, 100%.
All right, I'm gonna go bold. I'm going Dewdrop.
Oh, that is bold.
I think she's gonna get a change at some point.
I think they're gonna eventually change her to her other name.
Yeah, she needs to be her NXT UK character. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know when you get it. I am going with the returning Alexa Bliss.
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right.
I think if you're smart, you keep her off TV until the Rumble.
Yep.
And then immediately put her back in the title picture. Whether she comes back as the Bliss we know, or if she's still this
Little Miss Bliss, or
is she still this Fiend type character? Because they can do more with that. But normal WWE writing, you could just totally throw that out. So
don't worry about that. She's the Little Miss Bliss with the glove on her hand and everything.
All right. So then with those, you both have KO. Who is KO fighting at WrestleMania?
Roman Reigns.
I'm gonna have because we already had him against Big E, correct?
Yeah, but wasn't Roman KO the match with the handcuffs that they couldn't get off the?
And then
That's right.
That's true. Yeah, and they had didn't he hit him with a Zamboni? No, not a Zamboni, but a forklift.
That's
Or a
right.
golf cart. So he hit him with something mobile. So yeah, I mean, it's WWE. It's not
Still
like
the match,
you
sure.
can't
And
have
it's 3 or 4 months. Like you have time to build it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, I chose Walter, and if my Heyman prediction goes well, that matches up with him fighting Brock because I picked Brock to beat Roman. So
you're sticking with your picks.
Yep. All right. Tom picked Bailey. Who is Bailey fighting at WrestleMania?
Becky. No. Liv Morgan.
Straight up Becky versus Liv or Bailey.
That is I'm going bold. Liv Morgan.
Oh. Hey, there could be big things for Liv this year.
Yep.
Okay. DJE, you picked Doudrop.
I think she picked Charlotte.
I like that.
And I think they have I think they would have a pretty good chemistry actually in a match.
I'm trying to think of who I think will have the women's title by then because I think we'll get to it in other predictions. I think Bliss is gonna fight. Yeah, that's tough because of what I think is going to happen with Becky. I'm going to go with Bailey because I think Bailey will come back and win the belt before Mania.
Okay.
That's the only way I can make my next prediction work. Okay. All right. So that's Rumble and that's Mania.
All right.
All right. So we want to do. That's up to you guys. You guys just want to throw out random WWE predictions for this year, and then we'll do AEW or random bold predictions.
I got one for you guys. Who is going to be the first AEW guy to leave AEW for WWE?
It's on the list. Okay.
Right. All right. It's for me. It's Brian Cage.
Oh shit, that is
I don't even know what his contract looks like right now, but I could if it's available, I could see him being in the Rumble, but I think he's the first name that people know that I think shows up because they haven't done shit with him. He hasn't been on TV lately. As far as I know, he's not injured. Like Hobbs isn't on TV.
Yep.
They're all in on Hook and
Scorpio Sky hasn't really been on
Wish.com,
TV
Ricky Starks.
Just promos. Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with Brian Cage.
Damn, that's a good pick. I'm gonna go. Trying to think of like day one guys for.
That's what I'm doing too in my head. Yeah.
For like Pillman Jr. is like sticking out. I don't think WWE would touch him at the moment though. Janela is sticking out a little bit. He's a day one guy, but like those aren't big enough names for people to be like, what?
Right.
The Brian Cage one is like perfect.
The problem is a lot of the guys should be like they came from WWE. It's not that big of a deal.
Right. The Brian Cage one is like perfect because he fits like WWE's.
Looks like a WWE guy.
Yeah.
And he move. He can move. Like he's not just big. Like he can move in there.
Yeah. Damn. I'm trying to. Man.
I'm like looking at AEW figs. Are you?
I'm looking at their website.
You got to scroll through all these people yet you don't even know.
Yep. Man, what about? I don't see. It's tough because you don't know their like all these guys' contract situations either.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
No, because like AEW just will be like, oh, they don't work here anymore.
It's bold. Like we're being bold here.
Yeah, man. That I think Brian Cage is perfect. I think he's. Yeah, I think you nailed that. I don't know if I can pick anyone other than Brian Cage.
Yeah. There's just not a lot of AEW guys I feel like work outside of AEW, like other than like an MJF, and it's not going to be him, not for years at the best.
Well, he keeps
ever.
saying the year. What is it, 2024?
Yeah,
the countdown to 2024.
That's just because he's going to get paid regardless.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna get a Brinks truck from both of these. He's gonna be offered a Brinks truck by both of these owners, and he knows it.
Yeah, even like looking at the women, I'm like, I don't know who I would pick to jump ship.
Who would
would? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna agree with Mike, man. I think Brian Cage is like the perfect choice.
Because I do feel like it's like he's, how one of the things I do make fun of wrestling fans, like anything happens, we say a guy's getting buried when the next time you go to the comment section, right? The guy makes it all the way to the title match and loses barely to the champion. Oh, they're burying him, but he's for real getting buried. Like he's like it's for real. Like the guy was just in the title picture, like you said. He just lost to Moxley, like for the title, like this is like for those keeping score, like he had a great rivalry with Moxley. Man, so other than Mike, like I got like just to be bold, like I agree with Mike's pick, but just because I want to be bold, like because it's why not? I'm gonna go with Orange Cassidy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, just to be bold.
He's had that character for a while, so I'm hoping he owns that name. And and then what's funny is like
Vince kind of liking what he does.
What's funny is like Danhausen's been doing all these postings about AEW and stuff like that. Like obviously he got injured and his Ring of Honor contract doesn't exist, so AEW seems perfect. But it's really funny. Like WWE made a post and said something about.
That character works too.
Yeah, like it could work. It can work there too. Yeah, they said something about very nice, very evil on their social media, and it kind of got the rounds a little bit this week. Of course, Danhausen was like. He just kind of made a winky face or something at it. But I feel like that's just more somebody that likes Danhausen that just threw it out there. So
all
right. Let's see. Most of these are true or false. Trying to think of something to throw out. Bold prediction. Vince sells the company this year. It's been talked about for over a year. God, maybe even longer. This feels like after all the Peacock stuff, all the cuts, will it happen in 2022? I say it happens sometime this year, whether it's to Tony Khan or not Tony Khan, Nick Khan, or somebody
That'd be crazy
else.
if he sold it to Tony Khan, though.
No, that's real,
yeah. Or how about The Rock?
Yeah, I like
or
that.
Like a group of people with Nick Khan and The Rock.
Yeah, I like the talk of that's been going around.
Because at least like The Rock knows the business, and he wouldn't go for the bullshit stuff. It's like, okay, let's get this back on track with some good stories and some good action. So that's why I would not be too mad.
Right.
And if you listen to me on the Turnbuckle Tavern, we talk about how Nick Khan and The Rock are actually friends.
Exactly.
That's my next one. Anything?
This is where we're just throwing out the wild card.
Just something. Right? Yeah.
All right. I say we start to see Montez Ford in some singles.
Does it?
I can see
not that it breaks. I don't think it breaks.
I'm about to say, do they break up? Does it take the other one getting injured? Do they get like separate draft picks?
I think it will be like kind of like the Hart Foundation, like how they were the Hart Foundation, and just all of a sudden Brett started getting singles matches and winning them, and so it's not like Neidhart wasn't there or that they weren't a tag team, but it just started. He just started to get some prominent matches just because, and I think I would do it that way. That way, hey, let's see how far he goes. If he's not quite ready for, like, say, a main stage, then you can always fall back on, okay, let's have some more tag team matches. So I don't think you need to break them up though.
I got one here that DJ is not going to like. Keith Lee is the next Ryback.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would not like that. But
he already is talking way too much for a guy who got released. Like, just shut up and move on. Like, he is talking a lot, and I was just scrolling.
And then
through,
stuff they got like sorry Keith, but some of the stuff that he said is proven to be wrong. Like,
right.
So so it's like, no, Keith, like, we can show that we did help you with this. So
which, from what I've seen, like, some of his stuff is like almost bearing WWE for what happened with him. Where, like, Karrion Kross, like, he'll talk about the shitty things that they came up with, but it seems like he's trying not to bury him in case he ever wants to go back.
Exactly.
Don't burn those
bridges.
He's
taking the high road.
Jake was probably tapping him on the shoulder like, no, you don't want to burn that bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go. You
and
got
that's
one? That's
me?
your no, outside of Keith Lee. Next
Keith Lee becomes Ryback.
Is a new Ryback. Keith Lee, the new Ryback. I'm trying to think of some other ones here. I was kind of going to go the other way. Like, what's a big name that leaves WWE to go to AEW, or like a surprise title run? Like, just trying to think here off the top of my head. I did a terrible job preparing for this.
It's hard to do predictions.
Yeah.
Without kind of playing off each other. I've got one that I could see happening in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they would do with it though. Kurt Angle wrestles in AEW.
Oh God!
Because I think they would let him, and I think Vince is like, "No, we're good." But I think Kurt wants to wrestle another match.
Sorry, Phil. No way. Dude, just watching him walk to the ring gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I could see him doing it though. Like, he's a maniac. I could see him doing it, like wanting to do it.
Right.
So, and then I'll go with a non-WWE guy. I think we see Okada wrestle on AEW at some point.
Oh,
I think that's probably how you build some stuff with Omega without having Omega have to fight for the belt. Is you start bringing in guys like that maybe he's wrestled in the past.
What about going with your Kurt Angle thing? And this has kind of been brought up here and there. What about Flair wrestling one more match?
God,
I don't want that to happen. For the record,
no,
I do not want that to happen.
That's worse than
we get Sting versus Flair.
Sting can wrestle. Goldberg will let wrestle. Angle will let wrestle. Please do not let Ric Flair wrestle again.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. But
I think Mia Yim ends up on Impact.
Impact, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and they're starting to build that women's division there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's I'm not saying that as a downer at all. Like, the women's division is very entertaining on Impact.
Yeah.
Impact, I'm not just saying this because we had a few people on from Impact. Impact is getting better and better.
They are.
I'm interested to see if Cardona wins the title there whenever that pay-per-view is, like next week. What that does for that company if he's their champ, because he's had such a big year on the indies.
He really has.
Let's see. I think they're kind of hinting at Nikki Cross getting away from the superhero thing. I think she's going to go back to her sanity character.
Okay.
Ooh.
That'll give her something to do with Rhea. Maybe they fight and then she doesn't have to be the superhero. Wrestle Kingdom's coming up in like a week, but I think COVID's going to keep a lot of things from happening there, because I thought like there'd been talk about Daniel Bryan fighting on that card or showing up, kind of like Jericho did years ago. I don't know if they can do that now because of having to be there and quarantine for 2 weeks. I don't know what the rules are over there right now. I'm sure they're being way more precautious than we are. But yeah, I could see some random names making appearances in New Japan to try to build that again.
Okay. Another a bold one for me. I say we see Asuka's Kana character.
I like her.
Oh, her
It's got
Stardom character.
yeah. Real
see
character,
that.
like wild looking character.
I think
could see that.
Yeah, I like that. It'd be something different for Asuka and to kind of
Right.
change it up a little. How about Ty Conti turns on Anna Jay?
Ooh.
I think Ty's biggest chance of getting a push is to be a monster heel there, and I could see her with her little like Latin type thing, just being a shit talker to people.
Yep.
And I think the only way she's going to do it is to not be the bubbly character.
I can see
You
that.
saw with Bailey, like Bailey had to basically drop the bubbly character.
Right.
Yep.
I had Liv and Tony Storm win world titles, but we can cross one of those off the list technically. I could see Liv winning a belt at some point this year. Tony Storm, I guess, if she goes to another company,
Go somewhere
Right.
else.
Right.
I can see her going to Impact and winning the title there,
I'm going to leave it on my
or
list
AEW.
to look it up. But really, I'm looking more as Liv now because Tony
Right.
left. So, man, I picked Brock to win the title, but I have Roman stays undefeated all of 2022.
Oh wow.
Like he keeps the belt for another year.
Wow.
Like we're going old school WWE, WWF where people take
3 straight years,
2 or 3 years. Because I just don't. Outside of Brock, who the fuck is gonna beat Roman Reigns?
Right.
There's so many guys that like we've looked at it and thought it might happen, and I mean I could see the same thing for Big E, but I don't see him getting the longevity title run like Roman would. He'll get a long run,
right?
But I don't think he'll get it to that point.
Because he doesn't do like the the New Day guys jumping into matches and stuff. So
right. We all agreed Bailey will be back by Mania, right?
Mhm.
DJ, you on that? Yeah, we're all on that.
I'm in on that one. Yep.
The Thunderdome returns. Do we get to the point where things
I
shut
just
down?
think I just think capitalism just is gonna keep winning on this. I don't care how bad COVID gets. Like we got so much stuff.
I mean, they know so much more about it now, and now you have different
there's even a
CDC
COVID
regulations.
pill now,
Will
right?
it get to the point where you really have to shut it down?
Yeah, there's even a pill now. Like they got a pill coming out for COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I think we're they're not doing that again.
Yeah. How about Britt Baker holds the title all year?
No, I don't think
Anybody
so.
that's going to beat Britt before the end of the year?
Well, I mean, just like kind of like tonight, like you had Thunder Rosa not win this title. I say she has, she's going to have a program, of course, with Martinez, while Britt has her program with Riott. And then I think they meet, and I think that is the person who takes it off of her.
Yeah, I could see that. I could also see Ty Conti getting a run. Like you got, like you said, like her getting a.
I really thought in that match with Britt,
run.
she almost I thought she might win the belt that night, and it wouldn't have surprised me for them to let her. So, but now that they're introducing an unnecessary second women's title, I feel like that's how people are going to get title runs. Is the main women's title is going to stay on a person for extended periods of time, where the other title not so much. So.
All right. Let's you want to do this lightning round and then we'll wrap this deal up?
Sure.
Yep. Because everything else I think is more, even though some of those are kind of true false, unless anybody's got anything else to throw out.
I'm good. I think
I'm good.
Okay.
Let's see if I can be over 500 on those.
MJF will win the AEW World Title in 2022.
True.
I'm gonna go false.
True. At some point, I think he has to win it this year. William Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, will wrestle for AEW.
False.
I'm also going to go false.
I don't know where else he goes unless he just doesn't wrestle.
I don't know if he wrestles. Yeah, I don't know if he wrestles this year.
I'm going to go true. Johnny Gargano appears in AEW before WrestleMania.
True.
That's 4 months.
I was about to say, can I push and say like if because I have a feeling AEW has some kind of event going on during or around WrestleMania.
Kenny said that they're in Cleveland and like before the end of January, and he doesn't have a compete, but also feel like he's going to take the time off to have the kid and not come back. That's why I was thinking before Mania.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to either push or say false.
I'm going to change to false.
False.
Yep.
False. We don't see Gargano before Mania. Okay. CM Punk wins a world title this year.
False.
I'm also going false.
Daniel Bryan wins a world title this year.
True.
I'm going to go true.
I'll go false on the Punk. I'm going to go false on Daniel Bryan also. I think they'll take it off. I don't feel like Hangman's going to get the run.
No.
So one of those two, but maybe they'll just give it to MJF. Kind of all over the place. We talked about Thunderdome. Xavier Woods wins a singles title. So the IC US World title.
Yep.
True.
We talked about Danhausen. Goldberg wrestles in 2022.
He's got one match left.
Does he? I can't remember if that was his last one or not, but I feel he keeps saying like he thinks he can like have a good match.
I'm pretty sure he has one match left.
I'm going to say false.
I'm going to reluctantly say true.
I'm going to say fuck him and true.
I already brought it up. Kurt Angle.
How come that doesn't come up in the review?
Kurt Angle will wrestle in 2022.
False.
I'm going false. Like Tommy said, he can barely walk to the ring.
He just seems like the type of guy that wants to wrestle. Paige returns to the squared circle.
I'm going to say true, but not in WWE.
Yeah, I don't think it's in WWE.
I'm going to say true.
Yep, we're all on that.
I just saw the video. Like you guys saw when I showed the video of her getting the injury. That was
4 years ago.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking to watch.
Last two, because it's two people that I've heard recently are talking about wrestling again.
All right.
Trish Stratus.
I could definitely see her being at Mania. True.
I'm going to go true. I think she's enjoying being able to do it while her kids can watch her do it. So, yeah, I'm going to say true.
All right, last one. Not the greatest thing to go out on unless you guys come up with something else. Samoa Joe wrestles again in 2022.
I'm about to say that's not a bad one. I say true.
Yeah, I say true. He can't stay healthy, but I feel like he's the name like people want to be able to see wrestle.
Right. No, he's going to go to the
wheels. Disappears
like, literally the wheels fall off.
Yeah, they take him off TV for injuries and then commentary and back and forth, and then they cut him and rehire him. I'm like, does this guy work there anymore?
He's a yo-yo.
At
some point, he's going to have to, like, that's kind of...
Is that why he's off TV? Are we trying to get him as healthy as possible before we... He would be a good name to see in the Rumble, but I feel like if you put it in there, he almost has to win it. But I could see him winning and fighting like Big E if he's a heel.
Well, I mean, like you had, like, say, for example, like AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Like,
I get not everybody debuts and wins, but
right.
Like Edge didn't win.
I just feel like every time you put a guy in, unless you have something to do with them immediately out of it, it just looks bad when they lose.
Mm-hmm. Well, or he makes a good show, like gets a lot of eliminations and gets some good spots. Like then I think you're all right. Like it's the Royal Rumble. It should be like the hardest thing to win. You know, is the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but it's right now. It's looking like a very unpredictable.
Oh man, we're gonna have like when we get to that pay-per-view, we might have to bring the quarterback.
Like kind of like Christmas time. It didn't like Christmas just felt weird this year for some reason. Mm-hmm. I feel the same way about the Royal Rumble. Like it doesn't feel like it's almost Royal Rumble season. It's so weird.
Man.
Yeah, it's almost going to depend on what happens at this pay-per-view and if we see any title changes, and pretty much what happens at that first Raw, because that Raw is like the build-up for Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's just another shitty single episode of Raw, let's add that. True or false? Raw goes back to 2 hours.
Ooh,
false. They're making too much money at TV.
I know. I want it. I want it so badly, and it's not gonna happen.
Nah, it's never gonna happen.
I think the show would be so much better at 2 hours.
Yeah. Speaking of 2 hours, we're almost at 2 hours of just wrestling talk.
Wow.
So let's take a pee break and get into some quick commercials, and then run into Falls Count Anywhere.
A couple more segments. Yeah, and that is where we put the commercial in our tea break.
It should be done shortly.
Oh, just think they're
You seem entertained.
All right. You guys good?
Good.
All right. I think before that break, I said we're going to get into Falls Count Anywhere, but I meant walk that toy aisle. I think I was just looking at the time and was like, oh, yeah, it's time for Falls Count Anywhere, but it's time to walk that toy aisle. Walk that toy aisle is brought to you by Homage. You can pay homage over at, you got to do it this way. You got to go over to runinpod.com, click on deals, use the link there for our homage link, and then use the code the RUNIN15 to save 15% on anything over there at Homage. They got a Mean Gene Okerlund shirt over there right now. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's red. I don't wear red shirts. But I'm rocking the NWO Homage hoodie right now. I get a lot of compliments every time I wear this. Like wherever I'm wearing it, people are like, love your shirt, man. So if you want to get noticed.
I was rocking the homage, the Wolfpack NWO at the Universal, and people were giving me the
two sweets.
Two sweets, yeah.
Hell yeah. Chella and Figure Collections, they showed off the Bone Crunching Wrestlers, a 2-pack, their first ever 2-pack. It's Sonny Ono and Ultimate Dragon. I'm sorry, Ultimo Dragon.
Right.
Instant grab for me. These are two guys that I feel like needed figures. And I don't know, Ultimo Dragon might have had a figure or two, but Sonny Ono, I definitely don't think had a figure ever. And we need more love. We need more love for the managers, man.
Yeah. Does it come with like the 100 belts that he had?
No belts yet. No belts yet, but first 2-pack. And I was talking with somebody else about this, about how this could be like, especially with like Ultimo Dragon, how many different attires you can do, because he's got so many. So
that's true.
I'm definitely going to grab this. You guys can grab it soon at figurecollections.com/shop. And don't forget to use the code RUN10 for 10% off there. And Now it's Adam Bomb and Blue Meanie, and the first 2-pack being announced is Sonny Ono and Ultimo Dragon. We got to see some new images of some WWE figures coming soon. We got to see the Ultimate Edition Batista. This it's a Target exclusive. It's the Legends Ultimate Edition, which is going to be a different line. Look, it's still going to be Ultimate Edition, obviously, but just Legends instead of current guys. It sounds like they're going to do like a couple of current, like 2 current guys and 2 Legends, or one of each, which they kind of did in the beginning. But the Batista looks awesome. I'm not a Batista guy, but it looks good.
Yeah, I like how you could do the entrance, like, you know, double guns that he would do when the pyro would go off. So,
and he could do the thumbs down, like when he turned on Evolution.
Yeah. So, no, I like it. I like it.
And we saw some new pics also of Elite 93 Raquel Gonzalez. Pretty good scan on that for the promo picture. She's looking good in that picture, so which means she'll probably look better in the actual figure. We saw T-Bar, which is toyetic as hell, looks great. Seth Rollins from Elite 93 with his red fur jacket and red and black tights. Great. This looks great too. So far they're like 3 for 3 going through these.
Right.
We also saw Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. This is a need.
That one.
Yeah, hell yeah. People commented on his face, but I don't think anything looks bad about his face.
I didn't see it. I don't understand
that he looks like AC Slater.
Oh my god, he does. Now that you say that,
why did you do that?
Son of a bitch.
I couldn't see anything else.
That's
and
funny.
There's 2 and there's 2 of them.
Well, at least he doesn't have that look that the Hogan does on that Survivor Series.
Coked out Hogan, man. It's true to life.
I commented on one picture and said, "Cocaine's a hell of a drug."
There is a chase with the yellow tights. I think I need the yellow tights one, man. I remember those yellow tights. Like
I do too.
I mean, I'll take either one, but that. Damn it,
some good artwork
Mike.
on the tights. So do we get a Zach Morris as somebody? Yeah.
Did they
Disco Inferno or something?
I didn't flip through the reveals. Did the Karrion Kross Elite get pulled from that line?
It might have. I didn't see it.
Because he was in 93, and I feel like people said that they didn't show him. I know some of these recently released people have ended up getting their figures put out, but
what I've noticed is that they don't put them in these images depending on who's releasing them. So like if these went on WWE.com or WWE like
work there,
exactly, had something to do with it, they don't they won't announce them. That's what happened with like the Flair that's coming and the Flair Superstars figure that's coming. So he might still be coming. I don't think they've said that he's officially canceled. I'm assuming if that line with Flair, Adam Cole, and all those other people that are released is still coming.
You should just release like 4 different Fiend figures and pops and
right.
Whatever that Superstars line is or whatever.
Right.
So
Yep.
Right.
Might as well make money.
Saw pictures of Elite 93 Cesaro. That looks good as well. Then some
the Cesaro look dope. Yeah,
he's in yellow, right? So he looks like the Cassius Ohno figure from whatever collector series that was.
Wonder if he'll have all the tape all over his shoulder. And then we got MVP in basic form 128, suited basic. I always like the suited basics. I think they always look good. We got Raul Mendoza. 2 of those. It looks like he'll be the Chase, Sasha Banks basic, Big E, Edge. This is all basic 128.
Right.
Some championship showdown 2-packs. There's a Bret Hart versus Undertaker, Street Profits, Drew McIntyre versus Oldberg. Top picks for 2022 is going to be Undertaker with the shovel. It's like the Boneyard match. The Rock from the Attitude Era wearing the football jersey that he never actually wore. That's like the Shane McMahon wore that jersey. I don't think The Rock ever actually wore that. And then and Rey Mysterio and and Bray Wyatt is going to be, speaking of, one of the 2022 top picks basics.
Yes.
Undertaker in there as well, and Roman Reigns. So some good stuff. Excited for some of these.
Just see where I think it was Steve Ozer who said it this week, where there's not going to be as many of the collector figures, like that store exclusive one. Like instead of like every series, it would be like every. I think he said like every 4 or 5 series going forward or something.
Yeah, that was
see as many because like those Colonel Mustafas aren't selling, and
right.
Some of the other ones like the Mae Youngs and
yeah, that was next on my list actually.
Okay, I didn't see it, so I wasn't sure
that was going away, which sucks because like that's where they were like able to sneak in the Goon and like you said, Colonel Mustafa. And there's been some really good ones. Like Zelina Vega's was really good. Gorilla Monsoon was amazing. Like there's really been some good stuff. So
yeah, I mean, if you make a figure easier to get, it helps more people get it. But then are you eliminating those like characters people normally wouldn't buy, like the Goon? Like,
right.
If it's not a specialty figure, no one's going to rush out trying to find it or make sure it's part of their collection. Oh, I do see in your notes. I missed that. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. NECA dropped some teasers. They are going to there is a teaser for Gargoyles. It's for the Bronx. The checklist on the back shows a different glimpse of upcoming characters as well. Back to the Futures. It looks like there's an accessory set coming for the NECA Ultimate Back to the Future figures, which includes Doc Brown's dog Einstein, which would be awesome. Universal Monsters, there's a teaser shared for the Mummy accessory set coming in 2022. And Krampus, a teaser image was shared announcing a figure based on the Krampus film from 2015 coming for the holiday 2022 season. And that was a very slow week in figure news, but we got some wrestling news, so that's good. I'm excited for some of those announcements. But DJ, I know you got a lot of weekly purchases. You were telling me you were away from your house for a week, so you got all kinds of stuff piled up. So for weekly purchases, man, I'm gonna let you go first.
Well, I mean, first let me give so back in LA, I want to give Toy Depot a shout out. Like that's where I got the Uncanny X-Men Gambit. This is
I had that when I was a kid. I wish I still did.
Back in the 90s.
You don't want to take that off the card while we're on the rip that bad boy open.
Let it breathe, baby.
And then watch the paint start to peel immediately. But and then Action Force Sergeant Slaughter was in there. So I missed out on the other Sergeant Slaughter. So damn it. This is it's gonna be my Sergeant Slaughter. I will do like for our Patreon folks. I'll do an opening of this.
That's right, guys. You can get unboxing videos now on our Patreon. I got one I'm gonna do as well this week.
I like how they gave him a Magnum on this bad boy. Like Sarge ain't messing around, I guess, huh? Let's see, and then I got that $10 my $10 Oscar. Like when they went on sale on Amazon, that was pretty sweet because even like when I went hunting today, I was laughing at myself seeing the $20 Oscars at Walmart. So I was like, no, sir, I got it for half price.
Got to get a deal, according to Kyle Peterson.
And then, of course, my apartment was snowing a little bit as I opened the Sting box.
Nice. That Sting figure is already like in contention for figure of the year for next year. People are all about that figure. So
it's a damn good face scan of him.
It looks just like him. It looks so good. It's got me thinking like I might need this, but I'm probably gonna pass. You guys aren't gonna get me to buy it like you guys got me to buy the Fiend Ultimate Edition on the show last week, which should be here Friday. I actually don't have a whole lot of weekly purchases. My wife got me the new Ric Flair hoodie that is on Roots of Fight .com.
Nice.
Awesome hoodie. There's a whole Ric Flair collection up on there now. Bunch of t-shirts, some joggers, a gym bag, a bunch of t-shirts, some
that
good
gym
stuff
bag
there.
actually got me thinking. I was like, man, I kind of like that.
And then she was thinking about the podcast And I got one on my mic right now. It's kind of hard to see. I got to get some stickers made for it, but she got me mic flags. So she got me a white one and a black one. This one, the sticker like doesn't fit quite right, so it looks weird. But yeah, just pop it on the mic while we're chatting, and looks a little more professional. So I had one of the turtle stickers on this, and it just didn't look right to me, so I took it off. I got to get some made, and then other than that, though, like my wife never buys me figures or anything like that for Christmas. So because usually I have them already, or I don't know. I never send her like ringside links or anything like that. So other than that, though, that was really it for my weekly purchases.
I feel like your wife probably is just like, she talks to her friends. She's like, he has this cute little wrestling podcast where he talks to his friends about toys.
We talk to his friends.
No, she doesn't tell many people about the podcast, actually.
She's embarrassed.
Oh, Mike. She's embarrassed.
That's great.
I told the story on the pod a couple weeks ago when we were like ranked 190 or whatever, or 109 in the top 200.
Right.
And she's like, "Well, how many wrestling podcasts are there?" I was like, "Literally a million." Like we are number 109 out of literally a million. So, yeah, she doesn't give a shit. She does when people come over, though. She does, like, she will shit on me collecting and stuff like that nonstop to my face. Yep. But then when people come over, she's like, "Oh, you got to check out his room. You got to see his room. You got to see." So she like appreciates it when people come over and sees people's reactions to it and stuff like that. So I took my kid down to this indoor ropes course today. And zip lining thing, and there's like an IKEA right next door, and I tried to get a new shelf. I want to have one shelf just for my retros and Hasbros, and the motherfucker is sold out. So yeah, I was like, I'm driving. It's like an hour away, the closest IKEA. I'm like, I'm driving all the way down there. Come on, have it. And of course, I checked the website and it's sold out. So, what you got for weekly purchases, Mike? I know you got that record finally, right?
Yeah. Let's say my I should have grabbed some stuff to have it on camera, but my WWE the album from Too Sweet merch came in finally.
All right.
My Chella retro Dynamite Kid.
Hell
got that this
bigger
week.
Collections, right?
Right. And is that it? Oh, my Bray Wyatt signed Funko Pop came in.
Oh,
that was
nice.
from High Spot. So
nice.
That was kind of last minute because it seemed like a lot of people were in on that. They must have made a killing on that.
I saw a lot of people like posting their ultimates and stuff like that. They looked really good. I had FOMO when I saw it a couple times.
I didn't see it till like last minute. Normally, like you have to know well in advance if it's one where you can mail stuff in so that you can get it to them in time. So yeah, I must have just missed it. All the other, they do so many of those. So
right, it's hard to keep track of them all.
Right, and it adds up and stuff. Like reach out to a guy like Dougie Nunya or somebody that does a lot of those. He'll probably always know when one's going on.
Yeah, for sure. The only one I've ever done is the Paul Heyman one. So I've been tempted.
That one kind of bit a lot of people in the ass. So.
I have no problem with it. I'm
okay with it.
I have a Paul Heyman autographed cell phone. That's
same.
Cool, cool enough for me. Paulie dangerously. But all right, guys, time for fall. Now it's really time.
It's real.
All right, guys, Falls Count Anywhere is a part of the show where we talk about whatever the hell we want. This week it's hard to we usually talk about football quite a bit in here, so it's hard to not talk about John Madden obviously passing away. So we're definitely going to talk about John Madden. You heard the little clip in the beginning of the show from the Raiders winning their first Super Bowl with John Madden, Super Bowl 11. I was shocked at the news of him passing away. Like they just did the documentary on Fox, which I have not watched yet. I actually tried to watch it today and I couldn't find it searching on Fubo.
I signed into Hulu earlier, and there's there was a Madden splash page, so I'm not sure if that's what it is.
Oh,
If
maybe
it's
I'll
a
try to
different
find
it's
that.
thing.
I think it's on. I think I just watched it on, I believe, Peacock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just a splash page, so I wasn't sure if it was because I missed that documentary too, because it was on.
Right.
Was that
Wasn't it
Christmas
on
Day
Fox
they showed
though?
it? Yeah.
But would it be on Peacock if it's on Fox?
Let's see. Go ahead.
Oh,
and
here
talk
we
what
go.
you're-
I got it.
Yeah.
How to watch John Madden documentary, all Madden streaming info, Fox Time, and more.
It was on one of my apps that I just watched it.
Here's everything you need to know about where to watch.
It's just crazy that they were building this documentary for
It was on
years, and
tonight.
then he turns around and dies like 2 days
Oh yeah,
later.
it came on Fox Sports 1 tonight.
Yeah, so you can watch it on any of the Fox apps. You can also watch it on Fubo, which I tried to do and it didn't show up, but I'll try again. Hulu Plus, YouTube TV, Sling TV, or DirecTV Stream. Maybe because I didn't type in all Madden, I typed in John Madden. Maybe that's why I couldn't watch it on Fubo. But if you're looking to watch it, I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, Peacock. I'm looking at it right now.
And it's the one that they aired this week. It's not like an older one.
All Madden.
That's
Okay,
so
I wasn't
weird.
sure what it was called. So interesting.
Yeah,
All
that's
right, I'll watch
real
that.
weird that it's on Peacock. I don't doubt you. I just think it's weird that it's a NBC owned.
I was
app.
doubting myself. I was like, I know I saw it, but
Maybe because they're in bed with the NFL. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I say
That's
Universal.
probably it,
and-
yeah.
But neither here nor there. I know obviously DJ are a huge Raiders fan, so I'm sure this hit. I know I was kind of teasing a little bit about him doubting Tom Brady in 2001, but
like, we're not talking about freaking
SportsCenter actually put that as one of his best calls because at the end of it, he actually talks about how awesome Brady did in that situation, even though he was doubting him in the beginning.
Right.
So he talks about how cool, calm, and collective he was in the beginning. But I think every age group has different thoughts and memories of John Madden for sure.
Yeah, because you have as you watch the documentary, you have say Lamar Jackson was talking about this is one of the ways he knew he liked football was playing Madden, and Lawrence Taylor kind of gave him credit for getting noticed by Madden is one of the ways that he felt like he became a better football player. It's like he got the push, if us wrestling fans using wrestling language, he got the push from Madden on a Monday Night Football game, and then boom, he's a superstar.
Was that boom on purpose?
I think because I watched the documentary, I think it was.
I just remember him and Pat Summerall, my whole childhood,
oh man,
that was the soundtrack to Sundays.
Well, I think that's it. I think everybody has a different, like you said, memory of him because it's either some of us are Pat Summerall, some of us are Al Michaels. Like some of the younger people only know who Madden is from Frank Caliendo or the video game, stuff like that. So, I mean, truly a pioneer of football, from player to coach to analyst to, I mean, they should never take the name off the video game. I don't know how long that deal goes on for, but
right.
It should always be called Madden.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, he taught us so going, I'll if you guys don't mind, I'll say a little bit from the documentary. So when he retired, he didn't want he did not go straight to broadcasting. He was his degree was in teaching. So he went to college and taught a class on watching football.
Wow.
And then they begged him for so long to come to broadcasting, then he finally came. And then that's why when you listen to him, he's funny when he's talking about because he doesn't use the normal football language when he's teaching. But when you think about it, he was teaching us what was happening. That's how we know what nowadays we know what offensive linemen are supposed to be doing. Who knew that before Madden was in the booth,
right?
So
it always blew my mind. I didn't know it for the longest time that he drove to the games. John Madden doesn't fly, right? So everything was a bus from one side of the country to another for Monday Night Football or Sunday, whatever. So
Yep.
To think that the guy just traveled all the time like that with his family and stuff like that to see the country and go be at all these games.
Man.
So,
never went to a Pro Bowl.
Oh, well, really?
Because
Hawaii.
In Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah. So Monday is the last Monday game for the year because the final game will end on Sunday before the playoffs. But they haven't had the Manning cast the last couple weeks.
Mhm.
So it'd be real interesting to see what Peyton and Eli have to say about Madden, just for how many games he called of their careers.
Oh God,
stuff like that. So, and Monday Night Football, obviously.
Peyton mentioned him in his Hall of Fame speech.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
he sure did.
Yeah, it was just honestly, and like I think the shock of it. I was like driving to do trivia last night, and it was just like whoa. Like I walked in, everybody's talking about it and stuff like that. Like I think everybody was kind of in shock. Like nobody.
Sure. He's just one of those people that has impact on your childhood. Like regardless of if you ever, or most people in the world never met the guy, like he did the play-by-play for your call or for your childhood. It's the same thing we'll have one day for Vince McMahon or Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan. Like these people had, or Sting, like such huge impacts. It's going to mean something. You'll have those people who are just like, you don't know these people, and be like, I do, to a point. Like
right.
These people are part of my life.
The day Ric Flair dies, I'm gonna need bereavement. Him. There's 3 people that are celebrities that when they die, I'm gonna need bereavement time, and it's Ric Flair, Tom Brady, and Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
I was not good on the day Kobe died. I was not good.
Sure.
No.
And it hits harder when it's something like that, like a freak accident, like a young person, like Kobe, like.
Yep.
When it's Madden and he's older and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, like, and then they tell you he's like, whatever he was, like 80 something years old, and you're just like, wow, really? But
I'm glad they got that documentary done for him.
It's so crazy though that they showed it and it like immediately happens after.
Yeah.
Like,
I said to one of my buddies, this sounds like such a dick thing to say, but it's just like, I was like, oh my God, the documentary killed him. Like, like that's what, like they did the documentary
ending, like,
and then he was like, I'm out.
And it's like he literally got his flowers, like
So with Madden passing, we thought it was a good idea to do our top 5, our run in top 5 that we've been doing pretty religiously here, where we do our top 5 Madden games. I mean, they're all pretty much the same to an extent, so you might pick one because of certain memories. There's definitely one I picked that's basically
what I did. Yeah.
I picked one just because of who was on the cover, and it wasn't Tom Brady. It was not Tom Brady.
Okay.
So we'll do our top 5 favorite Maddens.
All right.
I'll start. I'll go. Actually, DJ, you start. He's more of a, obviously he's a coach of the Raiders. So you go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see. So my first one, number 5, I went 2004. That's Mike Vick on the cover. That is when Mike Vick was in that. I just remember playing, like me and my cousins love to play each other in this game, and just Mike Vick being unstoppable. Like, if you got, like, it was almost cheating when you're like, no, like, we had like rules, like, no, you got to at least throw 2 passes in a series before you do the Mike.
It's 4th and 24. I'm going for it.
Yeah. So
I didn't put mine in any particular order. I just picked my 5 favorite. Like I didn't really go like this one's 5th, this one's 4th. I had 04 on my list as well. I think that's probably the greatest one because of Michael Vick. I think everybody has fond memories of 04 because of Michael Vick. Do you have 04, Mike?
I don't play video games, guys. No,
you just sell it.
No, 04 would definitely be on the list because that just seems, it was just like right in that sweet spot of PS2 where everybody was playing games, and it was enough time for the PS2 to be out long enough that they could fully build that game. And then like DJ said, Michael Vick was just unstoppable. I think that was the one that had like, it wasn't NFL Quarterback Club, but it was like there were like challenges and stuff you could do in that way. So yeah, that would definitely be in the top 5.
Sal Russo, who is a listener. I'm sorry, not Sal. Anthony V726 on Instagram agrees that 2004 is on that list. I put it out there this morning. I'm going to take a couple of the guesses or the responses here on what people think was the best one. I had, or their top 5 or whatever. I had 92 on here because that was the first one I ever played. My parents got divorced when I was super young, and my aunt and my cousin moved into the house we were living in to help help my mom pay bills or whatever. And my cousin was older by a lot, and he had a Sega Genesis. And that was like my first exposure to the game, was playing on his Genesis. I ran a fake field goal or a halfback option every single play. Every single play, it was one or the other. Fake, because I knew fake field goal was a pass. So 92 was the first one that I came right to mind. 04 was on my list as well. What do you guys got for your next one?
92, so a really good Christmas memory for me is getting the Sega Genesis, and the games that I got was Madden 92, Lakers versus Celtics, which we know is NBA Live now. Sonic comes with it, of course. And and that's just me and my family just basically all hours of the night playing either one of those games, so 92 is definitely on my list.
Nice. How about you, Mike? What's another one you had?
I think the first one I probably ever had was it was either 99 or 2000, because we had a Genesis when I was a kid, but my brother was a Miami Hurricanes fan, so we had college football games. He never would get Madden, so we were always stuck playing Miami or Nebraska or these teams that were relevant back in the 90s.
Right.
So the first Madden I can remember having was, I want to say it was 2000, and it was for PlayStation 1.
Right.
So it was definitely later.
I know which college football game you're talking about too, because I would Florida State, because they had work done in All-Star.
Right.
And then that was, I remember that being the first game that had a memory to it. You didn't have to put a code in. It had somehow it would save
your seasons and stuff. Yeah. Because I would stay up till middle of the night, be playing college football games and stuff. But we went from a Nintendo to my brother having a Genesis. We never had a Super Nintendo. I think one of my sisters got an N64, so we didn't have outside of wrestling games, we didn't have sports. And then eventually I got a PlayStation 1, and it was had to have Madden, had to have MLB.
Right.
But not before that. So I think it was 2000, because it was when Madden was still on the cover himself before they started switching over to players.
In fact, that's the last one.
Besides the Hall of Fame one,
which would go into my next one, which would be 2001. I think it had Eddie George on the cover.
Correct.
I had it for PS2. I remember being a senior in high school, but I worked for GameStop. I think it was Babbage's at the time. And I bought a PS2, and I was probably one of the only people that had one.
Right.
So, of course, we'd all go to a buddy's house, and I'd bring the PS2, and they'd be like, what the fuck? And we would play Madden, and they'd be like, it looks like we're watching Monday Night Football. And I went back and played Madden 2001, 6 months ago. Right. Holy shit, it's awful. It just looks so bad. I was like, how could we have looked at this on those shitty TVs back in the early 2000s and thought this looked good? And I don't remember there being anything special about the game other than it was on PS2. So it was just the game we picked up. I had basically as a launch title.
I had 01 on my list too because of its place. I had a buddy who had a PlayStation 2. He worked at an Olympia Sports. I don't even know if they're nationwide, Olympia Sports, but it's a sporting goods store in the local mall. And he worked out a deal where he stole. Oh boy, you guys are gonna have a field day with this. I didn't have anything to do with it, but he stole he basically packed up a duffel bag full of stuff from the store, gave it to a girl who worked at KB, and then she gave him a PlayStation 2. So yeah, it was a dirty little trade behind the scenes. And then that PlayStation 2, quote unquote, fell off the truck. So in 2001, same thing, man. Like I was going to my buddy's house, we're ordering Domino's, eating wings and pizza all night, and playing 2000 Madden 2001 like all night long.
Yeah, consoles go missing. That's a big deal. A game goes missing. Maybe it happens.
Right. So that's why I had I believe is this 2008? Is that PlayStation 4? Is that when PlayStation 4?
Yeah,
launched with
should have been.
right?
Yep.
So I was one of the first people that had that of my group of friends that had a PlayStation 4. And then I just remember that being the first game. Like once I got everything booted up, that was the first game I put in was the Madden.
Yeah, with Vince Young on the cover. Yeah. Some of these guys that are on the cover are like, oh my God. Actually, 2012 is on my list solely because Peyton Hillis is on the cover.
The fan vote, because the Cleveland Brown fans stuff.
2005's on my list, not because it has that murderer Ray Lewis on the cover, but because you could.
To me, that was the best one of all time.
Well, you could go in and like the stadium stuff. You could decide how much hot dogs and hamburgers cost in the stadium. Like it really,
which you can do this year.
Yeah, it was more than just a football game. Like the details were so ridiculous. And then it
had the real radio host on there.
Yes, that's right. Oh man, I was gonna put 96 on my list, but I got to put 05 now.
Yeah, because 05 they would have been
the greatest.
And then 05, obviously, they were still competing with ESPN, had 2K5.
Correct.
So they still had competition back then.
Right.
And it's pretty much been downhill since then.
And see, and not having so I was the guy who played college football.
College.
And then have your college draft go to the, you can export it to your Madden.
Oh and God, then usually you'd get 30 to 60 days with the college game before the pro game came out.
Exactly.
No.
So you can have you can create a player. Even like what I would do is create a player that already went through 4 years of college.
Right.
And then so by the time the draft comes up and when you get Madden, then now you're drafting your creative player.
I hope they do that when the new NCAA game comes out. I'm sure they will.
For that. I can't wait. I can't wait for the NCAA.
I gave all 5 of mine because I slid 05 in there, but I want to give an honorable mention in the 96 because I remember playing that on Super Nintendo on a black and white TV and playing against my stepdad. And I vividly remember this whole situation. He was winning, decided to throw a pass for some reason. And I picked it off and ran it back for a pick 6 and won the game. And I was actually playing as the fucking Steelers. That was the year the Steelers won the Super Bowl, I think, that year. So I was having a blast playing that. So like just one of those memories, like we've been saying the whole time, like the Madden memories are real. They're real. Yes. And now my kid is into it. So that's pretty cool to me that my kid is actually excited to play it sometimes.
Well, that's kid likes
it's not his favorite game, but
you can play with him. You can beat his ass in it.
Yeah, he actually beat one of my friends a couple of years ago, and he does not let my friend forget that. He reminds him all the time, "Hey, Uncle Keith, remember when I beat you in Madden?" And this was like this was like 3 or 4 years ago. He did this. It wasn't like when he was 11. Now it was like literally like 3 or 4 years ago. So, and the rest of us give him shit about it too now because how do you lose to an 8-year-old or whatever? Any other comments on Madden, guys, or any other games you wanted to throw on those lists?
I'll throw 2003 out there. I think it's probably the best one. That's the Marshall Faulk cover.
Okay, that was pretty good. That was a good one.
Yep. For that time, like all those PS1, PS2 ones, just because they had competition. You had college, you had the ESPN, the 2K games.
Yep.
You also back then you used to have 989 Sports had I think it was called Game Day.
That's right.
So you had like 4 or 5 different NFL games that all had licensing.
And then you can even kind of throw Blitz in there.
Right. Yeah, yep. Blitz and I feel like there was another one, but yeah, it's just different things. And I just remember those 989 ones would come out and everybody would be like, "Nah, the game's garbage." And then you'd have that one friend that'd be like, "No, man, it's better than Madden." They would fight you tooth and nail on it, but they just were the anti Madden people. I used to do it with NBA Live. I'd be like, "Live's better than 2K," because it was faster paced. It was more arcadish. Plus, there was like one year where like Mano Ginobili was in the game and they mispronounced his name, but he couldn't miss a shot. He was great.
Man, so Eddie George was the first player to be on the cover. Dante Culpepper, 02.
Yep.
03 was Marshall Falk. 04 was Vic. Ray Lewis, 05. McNabb, 06. Sean Alexander, 07. Vince Young, 08. 09, Favre. And I remember you could get Favre as a Jet.
Jets. He got traded like the week before the game came out.
Yep. I remember, actually, yeah, that was like right after me and my wife got married. Palomalu and Larry Fitzgerald in 10. Drew Brees in 11. Peyton Hillis in 12. Calvin Johnson in 13. Barry Sanders for Madden 25.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman for 15. 16 is Odell. 17 is Gronk. 18 is Brady. 19
good too.
It is. 19 is Antonio Brown. 15 is Mahomes. 21 Lamar Jackson, and then 22 is Brady and Mahomes. So,
and 25 also has a Madden, like a Madden getting carried off.
Yeah, and then there's like a Bo Jackson cover out now that's exclusive.
That's the one that I purchased.
Year.
Yeah,
okay,
that's the one I got.
Yeah, like they went back, like after the game had been out a little while. I guess they like printed a extra cover and are pushing this Bo Jackson thing,
right?
Just to help probably sell some copies for another repeat.
I just saw him like show up on the whatchamacallit, like the screen.
It's on a lot of like Instagram like ads and Facebook ads and stuff too. So.
Yeah,
right. That's all it really is. Like that's the one I purchased. Like, and I even purchased it digitally, and that's all it really is that he's the cover. Like, so every time.
Well, they did the same thing.
Comes up, it's Bo standing there.
Wasn't there one of you? I forget who we were just talking about. People on the covers, but they did some kind of update so that when you bought the digital version, it wouldn't show somebody on the ads anymore.
Oh yeah, because
trying to think of who you just said in the last few years.
Right,
controversy, but
no, it wasn't Ray.
No, it was in the last couple of years because it was a digital update.
Right. Oh, it's this year. No, it's this year. It's Coach. It's
no, I know they took Gruden out of the game. Yeah. I feel like they changed like the ads or something, but maybe they were just showing other players and stuff too.
Oh, well, maybe they like the stadiums that have like Budweiser all over the stadium. Maybe they put something else up there.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, so more football. This week's Sunday night game is not a great game. It's Minnesota at Green Bay. So I don't know if you guys want to pick that one or if you want to go with a different one. I don't know what else is on the schedule that would be good to pick.
I feel like the Monday game was okay, but it wasn't anything great either.
Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Both of those games are divisional trap games.
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do Minnesota.
Beyond that, because beyond that, it's. Rams, Ravens been terrible lately. Titans, Dolphins, Chiefs, Bengals is probably the hardest one.
That is a good one, actually.
I'd stick with
Cardinals, Cowboys.
Yeah, Cardinals have been good lately. I'd almost stick with the Sunday or Monday one. Yeah,
let's do Minnesota and Green Bay.
Okay.
So it's Minnesota at Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay.
I'm going with Green Bay.
You know what? And I got
red hot.
They're red hot, and I'm in 2 consolation games in fantasy because they took Cook. Like Cook was one of the COVID folks that could not play last week. So I missed that 25 points and lost both of my games by 10, 15 points each. But that's not the reason why I'm going to pick Green Bay. They're just right now Green Bay.
They're on fire.
Is rolling.
They're always good. Part of me hopes Minnesota wins just to kind of
those a wrench in a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, all three of us going Green Bay.
So that your boy can get a bye.
I actually wasn't even thinking about that.
Which I think they got to win too. So
right.
They need a few things to happen. I think they're going to be playing on that first weekend.
Yeah,
Let's do some what you're watching. I finally went and saw Spider-Man. Loved it.
Same.
My buddy that went with me, he's a listener to the show. I'm gonna throw him under the bus here. My buddy Tony. He goes, I feel like I've seen this movie already. He like wasn't into it. He didn't love it. He thought they could have done a better job with let's if you haven't seen it yet, like fast forward 30 seconds or so. Because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Yeah, it has been a couple weeks, but I still don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Zach hasn't seen it, so
right.
Isn't he behind on episodes anyway?
This is your chance to fast forward. Here you go. 3, 2, 1. He was saying he didn't like the bad guys that they used in it and stuff like that. Like nobody cared about the lizard and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's kind of like WWE. Like I didn't have a ton. I was excited to see this movie, but I didn't have a ton of expectations going into it. I was just like, because they didn't show you a ton in the trailers or anything like that. And I stayed away from spoilers. Right. It's just fun, enjoyable. I hate Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but he's still like, they did a good job writing his character. I feel like because they had to, like Tobey Maguire is the original, right? And then obviously Tom Holland is so good, so they're like, okay, we have to. He's got
to be funny and personable here.
Exactly, we have to make Andrew Garfield likable, and I think they did a good job of doing that.
I agree, because there was even like a hashtag trying to get a third movie out of him now.
Yeah.
This girl I'm friends with on Instagram, she's like, he deserves his trilogy. And I'm like, no, he's the worst fucking Spider-Man. He doesn't let him be done. Let him be done.
It didn't help that the director of the 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies was terrible. Like,
yeah,
it just doesn't help it because he's great in most movies he's in.
Right.
The Amazing Spider-Man just wasn't. Yeah.
Right. The actors who played Doc Ock and Green Goblin, I think, stole the show.
Man,
did the guy who played Doc Ock, did he sound like Trump to you at times? Like literally,
I guess I wasn't thinking that deep about it.
Not what he was saying, but just like the way he sounded sometimes. I'm like, this sounds like fucking Donald Trump.
That's pretty. Now I have to, next time I see it, I'm gonna listen for that. I didn't get it right off the top, but I'll listen for it.
I loved it. I think Marvel with certain movies just can't miss, man. The other thing I watched this week was there's a Beanie Baby documentary on
I'm
HBO.
gonna watch that. Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list.
Yeah, on HBO Max.
It goes with our genre, so
it does. It's all about the boom of collecting them, how crazy these moms and stuff went for them, and then the downfall of them as well, and like and the owner and the whole company and stuff like that. It's really good. I kind of just stumbled across it, and it was good. Definitely highly recommend checking that out. I have not watched Book of Boba Fett yet. I see that DJ did, and I see that it is out. I need to jump in and start that. I also haven't finished Hawkeye yet. I started it, but I haven't finished it yet.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta finish that.
I know Kingpin shows up. Spoiler alert.
Let's see. So I saw Encanto, like, because
you're 6.
Probably.
I'm just kidding.
Well, it's actually pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. It is not like I thought going in, like just kind of looking at the artwork and everything. I was thinking, like the other movie, the other Latin movie with
Moana?
the dead. No, the dead people.
Oh, I don't remember the name of that one. I know what you're talking about.
But it's not that. It's not that. But it's good. Like I would if you're into because it is musical, like like every scene, almost every other scene has a song to it. So if you can do it, then go ahead. Don't Look Up on Netflix.
I've heard really good things about that. I told you guys I was gonna be tired by the end of this episode.
Yeah, you did. See, well, that's CBD. But yeah, I'll speed up. So Don't Look Up. I give it the stamp. I say go.
That's Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Correct. And it's got an all-star cast. Click on it. You'll like it. You can tell they're trying to say something in it as well. I'll leave it at that. I won't give it away. And yes, I did. And I watched the Madden doc right before we got on, and I watched Book of Boba Fett.
Nice. Nice. Maybe we'll talk about that next week when I finally get to watch it.
Yes.
How about you, Mike?
No, I mean, the Madden thing's on my list. I saw Spider-Man. Like Curb Your Enthusiasm. The finale just happened on Sunday for that. I've got to watch that still.
So can we talk about Curb Your Enthusiasm then real quick here?
Okay.
I love Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm a couple years ago and I couldn't get into it. Now, I only watched like 1 or 2 episodes, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I don't know, man.
When I tried to watch it when it first was on the air, I didn't really get into it, but like started from the beginning about like a year and a half ago, went back to rewatch them and I really enjoyed it. So plus there's like Seinfeld like references and appearances in it. So
yeah, maybe I'll give it
like it if you get to that point. But yeah. And they're like, I think most episodes are in the like 40-minute range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're they kind of hit a lot. Like one thing, like you're saying, like if you kind of have to watch almost as a package because some of the jokes are about things that have happened in the show. So if you didn't see that episode, then that joke's gonna go over your head.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll give it another chance at some point, but random thought there while you were talking about it, Mike. Sorry.
Yep. It is, but it can be an acquired taste.
But yeah, Don't Look Up. It's on the list I need to watch. There's a couple of other like Oscar movies like Come On, that has Joaquin Phoenix that I need to watch. All the like Oscar type movies will start coming out here. The screeners and stuff will start hitting pretty soon for
House of Gucci.
For all
I'm supposed to watch that with the wife.
What's that?
That House of Gucci movie I'm supposed to watch with the wife.
House of Gucci I still need to watch. There's a lot of movies.
Matrix Revolutions.
Matrix I gotta get around to, but I was after hearing some of the feedback from it, I was like, well, I guess I'm in no rush to see it.
Well, it's on HBO Max, so I think I'm gonna roll.
That's it. It'll only be there for like
I think I'll roll the dice and watch it on there.
They'll put it for 2 months and they'll put it back. So.
All right, guys. I think that's it.
Yep.
We're not going to bore you with where you can find us on Instagram and Twitter and all that. First, we got to do a couple shout outs here. Make sure you check out the Pink Joggers podcast, aka the Fig Cave podcast. You can also use they have a deal over at Collar and Elbow where you can use the code CAVE for 10% off. Make sure you're hitting up Figure Collection. Stay tuned to their Instagram as well. You get all the details on the Chella Retros and the bone crunching wrestlers. We mentioned it before. You can pay homage at homage.com. Buy, sell, trade toys. Kenny over at the Call Up. He's doing big things. He's got a giveaway right now, actually, with the Street Profit Pops. You can win those. Make sure you go check out his page to check that out. Make sure you check out the Major J pod. Dos Padres pod. Faces and Heels podcast. WrestleGeddon. Coming Down the Aisle. Dirty Heels podcast and Turnbuckle Tavern. You can still go back and listen to the episode I was on a couple weeks ago, and DJ, check their archives. DJ was on as well. So instead of running down like, hey, follow us on Twitter, hey, check out our Instagram, make sure you do that, but just go to runinpod.com or go to patreon.com/runinpod and sign up for our Patreon. You got to be signed up so that you can win that Jeff Hardy Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition. And Max Caster 8x10. The giveaways are going to happen around the middle of each month. So you want to be signed up before that, 15th of the month if you want to be in on the giveaway. DJ's going to do some unboxings in there. I got some stuff coming that I want to do an unboxing for, some bonus episodes. DJ filmed a little bit of a vlog while he was at that toy store in LA, even though he filmed it like he was shooting for worldstar.com by shooting vertical instead of horizontal, or however he shot the wrong
every time. Yeah. Every time I get it wrong.
So but check that out. It'll be a good time. And we appreciate your support. Thanks to everybody who signed up already. Again, it's patreon.com/runinpod. My name's Tommy Paradise.
It's your boy DJ up here in the rafters.
And Mike, thanks so much for jumping on here and doing some predictions for us or with us.
Yes, enjoy coming on and hanging out with you guys.
Thanks for being a part of our inner circle and a Patreon member.
Patreon, that's where they can find you guys.
That's right. I'll send your sticker out this week.
Ooh, thanks. add it to the collection.
Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been the Run In Podcast. Happy New Year. R.I.P. John Madden.